is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Nita and Eddie DeRose Thunder Bowl. Jim Brooks, along with the Chieftains, Joe Cervi. Tony Wright, our producer and engineer today. Thunderwolves football, RMAC showdown here today. Number 6 and number 7th ranked team in the country. Both teams tied atop the RMAC. We're speaking, of course, of your Thunderwolves and the Ore Diggers of Colorado School of Mines. And, Joe, this just shapes up to be a beauty of a matchup.
Well, I'm one of those people that wanted fall to get here, but it can come tomorrow because this is an absolutely fantastic day at the Thunder Bowl. The tailgaters were out early. I saw a whole pig being roasted out there today. It's just crazy college football atmosphere, the kind of game that these two schools, these players went to school to play in a game like this. You have number 6 in the nation versus number 7 in the nation. Perfect weather. We've been looking forward to this one for a while.
The matchup on the field's great. The two coaches, head coaches, have a history of going way back, kind of a friendly rivalry, so that adds a little bit more spice to it. Greg Brandon and John Riston back in there when they cut their teeth into college coaching ranks back at CU and then at Northwestern. Actually, it was Northwestern, then to CU under when they were under Gary Barnett's wing. So they have a little history, and it seems like it's a little edgy, Joe.
Well, I think it's a friendly rivalry, but I think Greg Brandon's coming from a Division I program. Last year he was in New Mexico State, and he's been kind of his last taste of this was Division I, and he's getting the big deal now. It's Division II, whereas John's like, hey, we're the big dogs of Division II. Now you're going to get to see how the other half lives. And
we're just looking forward, and it's always the matchup when these two teams get together. Mines has the great offense. They throw the ball over the lot. They're the number 1 offense in the country, scoring-wise, yardage-wise. They're right up there in the top 3, I think it is. Thunderwolves on the other side, great defense. We know they won the national championship game a year ago with a shutout, so that kind of gives you an idea how good their defense is. And this defense this year, Joe, might be even better than last year's defense. It almost sounds ridiculous to say that, but I think they have the potential to be that.
Well, they're growing. They started off with a lot of new faces, a lot of new positions, and they are growing together as a unit. They're a very coachable group, very athletic group. One thing we have learned doing this for how many years now, I've done it since 2008, is you cannot put stock in national numbers in the RMAC because they're just offensive-based numbers. It doesn't matter if you can roll up 600 yards a game if you lose. And we've seen teams roll up 800 yards and lose. Whereas Csu-Pueblo, there are 2 stats really that they look at: scoring, defense, and they only give up 14 points a game. You'll win a lot of games if you're only giving up 14 points a game. And third down conversions, so you can get your defense off the field. And those are the 2 things that matter to a defense. Well, that and wins and losses.
Exactly. And the Thunderwolves on those 2 numbers. Remember, the first of the year, they were horrendous on third down. But this year, as the year's gone along, they've been getting better and better on third down, and that comes with a good running game, getting you in a good down and distance.
Right, and they're getting better on both third downs. Their offense on third down and their defense getting off the field on third down. I remember 2 years ago in 2013 when they had one of the best teams I've ever seen. Boy, but it'd be 3rd and 20, and they'd give up a 3rd and 21.
Yeah.
But this year, it seems like Hunter Hughes and his defensive staff have just put the clamps down.
Well, and one bit of good news that Joe and I noticed, we were down on the field for a half hour, 45 minutes or so. Morgan Fox is dressed. He has a big brace on his elbow, but looks like he's going to give it a go, and that's great news for the Thunderwolves on defense.
Well, I asked him, I said, you going to play? And he just kind of smiled and showed it. I go, well, that doesn't mean anything. He goes, stay tuned.
Yeah. So
I said, well, and when Morgan Fox tells you to stay tuned, you know what you do? You stay tuned.
Stay tuned and you get ready for some action.
Absolutely.
And he wants to pad that sack total. When he got hurt, he was the number 1 sack man in the country. Still 2nd, I believe, so he's right up there, but he wants to add to that today, and his play will go a long way toward determining what the Thunderwolves do.
He is 2nd in the nation with 11 sacks. Only by a half a sack is he 2nd. 2 guys have 11 and a half, and he's missed the last 2 games. There are a couple injuries we got to worry about defensively for Csu-Pueblo. I'm trying to get down there or look down there to see who's dressed in what. Kevin Cuff middle linebacker. This is a big game for middle linebackers. He and Joe Rosenbrock. I'm not sure.
I see Cuff out there, Joe. He's working in the drills.
It's how he's going to be able to run. And then LaRon Tarkington, the other one, is he got pretty dinged up at Shadron, and they both had to fight their way through practice this week just so they could play today.
Yeah, as far as Tarkin, and this is the first string defense out there working right now in the warm-up drills, and I don't see Tarkin with this group right here, so we'll just have to keep an eye out for him and try to get that word to you to see exactly he's going to play. He was going to be a game-time decision.
Well, and Cuff
is out there
without a brace.
Yes, that's good.
Which, and I know LaRon Tarkington was wearing a brace all week in practice, and I'm looking down there, and he still has the brace on, but he is dressed. And looks like he's ready to play.
All right, that's always good news when you get your. You want to be at full strength in a big game like this. You want the weather to be good, which Joe's already touched on. When you got a matchup of this magnitude, the last thing you want is a rainy day, a cold, snowy day, ultra windy day, and you want the weather to be good, and that's exactly what we have here today at the Thunderbolt. Plus, it means the crowd will have no excuse not to come on out, and they are out here full throttle, as Joe mentioned. I got here about 3.5 hours before kickoff just to get set up, and I mean, it was full throttle, and you mentioned they got different things going on out there. It's fantastic.
Well, and there's still tickets available. The Thunder Hill is $6, I think. You bring your kids out, let them run Thunder Hill for about 3 hours, and you'll thank yourself in the morning.
Yeah, it'll be a good night tonight, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. All right, let's take this time out. We'll come back. We'll talk to the head coach, John Riston. That all comes your way next as the Thunderwolves pregame show continues on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to the Thunderwolves pregame show. And joining me now, head coach John Riston. John, we say big game a lot, but really, I think it warrants it this week. This is a big, big game.
Well, I think it's a big game because of what we did last week to put us in this position, and so this is going to help settle what direction we go in November. And we're hoping we can do what we do your job, and do it better than you ever done it before, and that's what kind of effort it's going to take for this game.
You can bring up a valid point. I think ever since the loss in the second week of the year, each next game has been the big game of the year, hasn't it? It's just kind of just stepping stone this way, isn't it?
Well, you've heard me say this again. In Division II, you almost got to be perfect to be able to go to the playoffs like you want. And so there's not too many teams with 2 losses in this region that get into a playoff. But, we're not worried about that right now. And it's just being able to go 1-0 each week, and hopefully we're getting better each week. And we have shown that we're getting better. We're playing fast. I think defense has done a nice job, but offense come around with the AJ at quarterback, and our line is playing lights out.
I think last week was also good for you because it proved you could handle a little bit of adversity falling behind in a ball game, 10-0, be able to come back on them.
Yeah, we talk about the ebbs and flows of every ball game, and it happened to be the first quarter for us, and so we had to withstand that, take some body shots, and then kind of settle down and go to work. And it's not too many times that you ever get an opportunity to score 48 straight points, and especially at a really good team's home field. And our guys did a nice job with that. Our coaches did a great job of getting them in position and making sure that there's no one panicking. Just great coaching, great kids, and it comes together with a big time victory.
Well, you've been blessed in your career here at Csu-Pueblo to have a pretty good 1-2 punch at the running back position. Seems like we've had a little bit of depth there, but it's even more special to be 2 brothers that are just doing what they're doing.
2 special brothers. They are really outstanding football players, and they're really good players, and they feed off each other, and I'm just glad they're wearing Thunderwolf jerseys, that's for sure.
Well, this week faced a little bit of problems injury-wise, maybe a little adversity there, but let's update everybody on the injury situation.
I think Morgan's going to, give it a go. I think that we got LaRon Tarkington, who's starting safety, he's played a lot of games. He got illegally cut in the Shadron game, and his knee's been a little sore. He practiced a little bit yesterday. We'll see how today goes. But I think his his adrenaline and his emotions will help override any injury in this game.
Let's talk about this Mines Ball Club. We all know about their offense. Every year they like to run it up. Seems like they like to spread it around, throw the ball over the lot. But I think the improvement they made on this year's team seems like they're a little bit tougher perhaps on defense. What's your take on them so far?
It's if I didn't know Bob Stitt was not coaching over there, I would say it's basically about the same team, and that's a compliment. I think defensively, number 26 is outstanding pass rusher. Reminds me of Chase Vaughn in our early years, and the other guys are doing really a nice job of playing great team defense. They're in their gap, and they're trying to make sure they get to the help of the guy they're funneling it to. And so, with that being said, we got to be sound in how we attack it. We got to make sure we get speed on grass and make them force to make tackles in space. And so you're going to see us do some different things this week.
Well, and past history tells us that in these games usually pretty close to the vest. I mean, as far as not a big high-scoring ball games, it usually comes down to a play here, play there that really turns the tide.
Yeah, I really believe there's 5 or 6 plays in any given competition that make the difference. And so, but you don't know when those things are going to happen. So you got to put your head down, go to work for 60 minutes, and then you kind of have control over the 5 or 6 plays if you just keep playing lights out. And so we're looking forward to this game. Our guys have been ready. It seems like we're ready on Monday, but here it comes on Saturday, and should have a great crowd. We need everybody to get involved in it, and it should be a special time.
All right, let's go get a win.
Let's go, Pack.
All right, Thunderwolves head coach John Risson back with more of our pregame show. Kickoff just around the corner here on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, quite a sight right now here at the Thunder Bowl as the St. Mary Corbin Flight for Life helicopters delivering the game ball out on the field. That's you'll hear it really good here in a little bit when they take off and fly on out of here. But, Joe, you always know it's a big game when you got a chopper landing.
It's just amazing that they could put that thing on the 50-yard line, right on the 50-yard line. This is Pink Out for breast cancer, and the referee, Cecil Harrison, is exchanging a bouquet of roses for the game ball.
That's a pretty good trade on both sides, I think.
St. Mary's Corwin Chief Executive Officer Brian Moore.
See if we can join this.
Guerrera, who is a breast cancer survivor. The Breast Center of Excellence at St. Mary Corwin would like to recognize all breast cancer survivors and those touched by breast cancer. Let's welcome them to the Thunder Bowl, Pack Nation.
All right.
I think those might be her sons or grandsons, and the families with them. And
cool deal.
Well, that and the fact that it's a chopper on the 50-yard line. That's just kind of cool. I don't know if that's my friend John Houston. He's a Flight for Light nurse at St. Mary Corwin.
Yeah, they're going to load them up here and fly on out of here now as they get things set to go. And we'll give you the feeling of what it sounds like when the old chopper takes out of here.
Permission to buzz the tower.
Exactly.
The pattern's full, Ghost Rider.
As when you rev it up a little, Joe, that's when you hit the accelerate a little bit. Make sure everything's all set, ready to go, and take off on out of here. Well, you hope it's not an aerial show here today for the opposition, if you're a Thunderwolves fan.
Yeah,
because you're going to see plenty of passes today.
And that's the thing. A lot of these passes are like handoffs.
Yeah.
Rather than hand the ball off, they throw it. What they're going to try and do is keep Justin Dvorak, this will be his 3rd game against the Thunderwolves, keep him contained. Make him one-dimensional, which is throwing the ball. They know it's going to be anyway.
And we have liftoff. And there it goes right up out of our eyesight, Joe, right straight up over the top of us.
That's pretty cool.
That is, just straight up and on up out of here. They'll fly around. Everybody with their everybody waving at the chopper. There it goes. Well, Joe, this ball game, when you talk about Dvorak, last year these two teams met. Very similar circumstances. The Thunderwolves were the one-loss team going in, although they had lost a game in conference last year. A little bit more big sense of urgency last year for the Thunderwolves when they went up and played them there at the stadium off-site sports.
The North Arvada Athletic Complex.
Yeah, whatever it was called, NSAC or something like that. And Thunderwolves were desperate for a win that day. They had to win the ball game. and it turned into just a smash mouth, kind of a grinded out type of ball game. The Thunderwolves just trying not to make any mistakes. They got the lead in this, kind of held on for dear life.
Well, Csu-Pueblo's hurt that game. They weren't at full strength. Paul Browning got hurt in the game.
First half.
And so they're kind of reeling a little bit with, people don't understand how good Paul Browning was, not just as a player, but he was the glue. When you go back to the national championship run, he was the guy.
Right.
And so without him on the field, and the game was a one-score game. Csu-Pueblo won on the road, but they've won 4 straight against Mines, and I think they're very comfortable on the field with this team.
Yeah, and then you go back even 4 years ago when they had the Much Ballyhoo Thursday night special, the night game, and that was just a monumental matchup as well, and Thunderwolves held them to 6 points that night.
I go all the way back to 2008 when Csu-Pueblo had to go to Mines, and Joe Vigil started at quarterback, and Csu-Pueblo almost won that game.
Right. And then you go back even through the series. This is the one program, the Thunderwolves, I guess since John Riston's been back, 4-3 is what the numbers are now. But one of those losses was one of those ones where they called offside on a cornerback. Remember the game up there in Golden when they, you'd think you'd have the line judge say, hey, you're offside. You want to step back a little bit? No, they waited. But the Thunderwolves had the ball turned over on downs. Oh, wait a minute, you were offside. And they got an extra play and then went in the ball game. That was a heartbreaker because that put Mines into the playoffs. Thunderwolves missed the playoffs that year at 9-2. But I think the Thunderwolves have always remembered that day as hey, we don't want this ever to happen again. And since that afternoon up in Golden, they've had Mines' number. Now, Mines would like nothing better to get things righted here and to prove that things have changed with this new regime, that they have the toughness now to come in here and win this ball game.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see. I go back to a few years when Mines had the monster defensive ends. They were a pretty tough team. Yeah. They had Dan Palmer, the fullback that they never used, who was a tough player. And, of course, one of our favorites of all time was Clay Garcia at quarterback. But that way, he was a toughness just because he was so good. But I look at Csu-Pueblo right now, and I just look at them defensively coming into their own and knowing that, we have to stop somebody that's going to throw it 70 times. But rather than look at it as a challenge, Csu-Pueblo defenders look at that as an opportunity.
Right. Means they get a chance to eat.
That's Pick City, baby.
It's like there's a lot of chances in this ball game to pick one off and go the distance. And we'll see how it develops. Come back after this timeout. Joe will give you the keys to the game right after this. Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Thunderwolves marching band is taking the field here for their pregame performance. So whenever that happens, you're getting closer and closer to kickoff. Game is televised today, so we will be starting 5 minutes after the top of the hour today. That's a little inside info for you if you tune in there. Well, I'm not telling you this, you won't know, but if you're wondering why the game is a little bit delayed and not starting right at the top of the hour, that's because they got to get through the TV introduction. So we're 5 minutes behind schedule, but we can fill that easily here. Joe, let's take a look at the keys to victory for today's ball game. First, for the Thunderwolves, what do they have to do to pull off the win?
We heard John Riston say it Wednesday on the John Riston show, and I think he said it today in the pregame show. They have to do what they do. Okay, you're not reinventing the wheel today. You're running the football behind that veteran offensive line. You were taking care of the football, and you were flying to the ball on defense. Those 3 things right there will be, if you do those to the best of your ability, will be good enough.
For School of Mines to come in here, and it's hard to say it'd be a big upset, but it would be, to come in here and knock off the Thunderwolves. What do they have to do to win the ball game?
Well, I think they have to take care of the football. This is an opportunistic defense. Mines has not turned the ball over much at all this season. Just a couple of fumbles, I think 4 interceptions. I think they have only 6 turnovers through 7 games, which is a very impressive statistic, and I think that they need to continue that, maybe some sustained drives, and we're going to see them do what every other team has tried to do so far, and that's tackle Cameron McDonald.
Yeah, I think that's you look for big plays coming into the ball game, and you always think of big plays in the passing game, but that's not the case here today. Mines has to be worried about the big play, and that is Cameron and Bernard ripping off 50 and 60-yard runs, or even longer than that. They've proved they can go to the house from anywhere on the field this year.
Well, that's wrapping up. Greg Brandon, he knows full well that they need to wrap up.
And then, of course, it'll be interesting today. A.J. Thompson, as his growth is developed this year, Joe, he just keeps getting better and better, and he's just a great game day performer.
He is just solid. And I'm looking down on the field, Jim, and I'm looking at a guy going, man, he would look good in a Pack uniform. Well, he was in a Pack uniform. That's Mike Pinnell, who's a defensive tackle for the Green Bay Packers. They're off this week.
Right.
Next week they play the Broncos in Denver on a Sunday night, and Big Mike is in the house, and people want to take pictures with him. And you know, he was that big when he played here, but he's well more defined now than he's ever been.
And
he looks like an NFL football player.
And he's not just a roster filler. He is out there. Starts the ball game, more or less. He's not in there in passing situation. He's in there to stuff the run early, but on first and second down, he's in the ball games and contributing quite well for the Packers. Come back after this timeout. We'll give you the pregame weather conditions. That all comes your way next as the Thunderwolves pregame show continues on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Of course, CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, the Paradise City today is right here, Pueblo, Colorado, as we get set for Division II showdown. The number 6 Thunderwolves against the number 7 Diggers, and we have an absolute perfect day for football here today at the Thunderbowl. 63 degrees at kickoff, and that will be the highest forecast for today. Little breeze out of the east-southeast, 2 miles per hour, might gust up to around 10 as the afternoon goes on. Not one single threat of precipitation for this ball game. We look forward to it. Come back after this timeout. We'll have the starting lineups, the opening kickoff. It all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Employer, CSU-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, when you hear AC/DC, Joe, that means it's time for football. You ready?
The Thunder.
All right. Joe, keep his eye on the officials as we get set for the coin toss. I'll give you the starting lineups first for the Thunderwolves. They'll go this way. We'll introduce their offense today. At quarterback, it'll be A.J. Thompson, 6'1", 175-pound redshirt freshman. Out of Denver, Colorado, went to Montbello High School. The running back, Cameron McDonald, 5'7", 202-pound senior out of Littleton, Colorado, went to Columbine. Fullback, Patrick O'Malley, 6', 234-pound sophomore out of Denver, went to Cherry Creek High School. The wide receivers, Kieran Duncan, 5'10", 170-pound senior out of Goodyear, Arizona. Jared Radabaugh, 6', 200-pound senior out of Thornton, Colorado, went to North Glen High School. The tight end, Zach Boyd, 233-pound sophomore out of Fort Lupton High School, Fort Lupton, Colorado. The tackles, Zach Martinez, he's a 6'6", 293-pound senior out of Redlands, California. The other tackle, Ty McCulley, 6'5", 308-pound sophomore out of Pueblo Central High School. The guards, Gary Dixon, 6'2", 285-pound senior out of Fontana, California. Chance Rodriguez, 6'2", 284-pound junior out of Bennett, Colorado. The center, Spencer Nath, 6'2", 288-pound sophomore out of Peoria, Arizona. Head coach John Riston, proud member of the class of '84. Colorado School of Mines on defense. The cornerbacks, it'll be Jalen Champagne, 6'3", 190-pound junior out of Houston, Texas. The other cornerback, Adam Leonard, 6', 175-pound sophomore out of Peoria, Arizona. The safeties, Ryan Griffith, 6'1", 190-pound junior out of Bulverde, Texas. Sean Kobolinski, 5'11", 195-pound senior out of Tucson, Arizona. The linebackers, Drake Thinnell, 6'2", 220-pound junior out of Littleton, Colorado. Jeff Grenfels, 5'11", 220-pound senior out of Arvada's Ralston Valley High School. And Drew Stephen, 5'11", 185-pound sophomore out of Parker. He went to Ponderosa High School. The defensive end, Tommy Hoskins, 6'2", 240-pound junior out of Houston, Texas. Emmanuel Gray, 6'1", 235-pound senior out of San Antonio. The nose tackle, Dallas Fields, 6'3", 265-pound junior out of Colorado Springs, went to Pine Creek High School. Defensive tackle, Andrew Renfrew, 6'4", 260-pound senior out of Colorado Springs, went to Air Academy High School. Greg Brandon in his first year at the helm. Mike Pinnell out on the field, honorary captain here today, back from Green Bay. Good to see that, as Joe mentioned earlier. Joe, what happened on the coin toss?
Well, Big Mike must be a big luck charm today because CSU-Pueblo won the toss and deferred to the second half. And those longtime listeners know that that's a good omen for CSU-Pueblo.
Yeah, they like to get that defense out there and establish things early. Mike Pinnell and John Riston, a couple of words together out on the field. Big Mike is indeed Big Mike. He was Big Mike when he's here. He's even bigger Mike now, Joe.
Well, he's cut Mike.
He just looks ready to rock. Man, oh man. Good to see him. That's cool to have a NFLer on your field as one of your ex-teammates.
That's why I look back at that 2013 team, and 2014 won the national title, and that was a great run, and obviously, but 2013 with Big Mike, and they had some players on that team, and you go, how did they not get it done? I mean, the playoffs were the playoffs, and Chris Bonner gets hurt in the game or whatever, but that just shows you the kind of talent that has gone through the walls of this place.
Greg O'Donnell to kick it off for the Thunderwolves. It'll be Jimmy Ellis and Matt Schmid back deep to receive the kick for School of Mines. Thunderwolves move it right to left as we look at it, and they're home red, of course, with the blue numerals. Mines in their road blue pants with the white jerseys and blue numerals. We're ready to roll.
We got 10 seconds still on the game clock, and the wind is blowing from right to left with the Thunderwolves, so I would expect Greg O'Donnell to make this a mere formality.
Yeah, what breeze there is coming out of the open end, and this is the direction he usually just sails it right out the back. We do have the clock set. We are ready to roll. Officials give the A-OK. All set for this RMAC showdown here from the Thunderbolt. O'Donnell's into it. Low squibbing kick, though. And this will be handled inside the 10, across the 15, 20, 25, 30. Look out. Cutting back outside, stumbling across the 35 to about the 39-yard line. Boy, if he doesn't stumble there, Joe, that might go to the house.
Not sure what that was. If it was designed, it was a poorly designed. I think he whiffed.
Exactly, just missed it.
I do. I think poor Greg O'Donnell, I think he missed the kick. And John Riston's going to
he's going to take a walk down there and say, what happened there?
Are you okay? He said, you're okay. Slaps him on the head and said, but the 39 is great field position for Mines.
Yeah, you're just lucky that didn't turn out to be something really dangerous. So 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line for the Orediggers. They come out with a 4-wide out set. And they hand the ball up the middle and bouncing across the 40 to about the 41-yard line. That's Sam Seaton, their junior running back. He's out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Picks up a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
He had a good week last week. Seaton did over 200 yards, all-purpose yards, and that kind of gives them a little bit of balance in their attack.
They go no huddle. Ball's right in the middle of the field. Wide out, 2 wide outs to each side. No tight end in this set. As Seaton's on the left hip of Dvorak. Straight drop back, fires it out. Left end, the ball's broken up. They tried to hit a quick little turn-in pattern to Ty Young. Pass was high, and Young went up for it, and he got broken half trying to grab that ball.
Darius Williams, the redshirt freshman from Arizona, just plowed the receiver.
Ty Young, big kid, 6'5", 205-pounder. He's lined up wide to the left in this set. Trips to the left this time. 1 wide out right. Dvorak from the gun has Seaton on his right hip this time. Thunderwolves will rush 3, maybe 4. Looks like they are going to blitz. They come up the middle, and they flush him. Gets the pass away. It's caught, and it's going to be short of the first down. Boy, how did he avoid that sack? Somehow Dvorak got away, got the pass up the field, but it's going to be 3 yards short of the first down, so the Thunderwolves defense comes up with the early stop.
We're not going to see a lot of sacks today, Jim. This is, I call it the Spitzelberger defense. Longtime listeners will know Kearney had a guy named Jake Spitzelberger who was more dangerous throwing on the run, and that's kind of Dvorak's specialty.
Yeah,
they lined up to go for this, Jim.
And they are in the shotgun here, right from midfield here. They're going to try to draw the Thunderwolves offside, and now
they made them burn a timeout because they had too many guys on the field.
Yep, Thunderwolves in a little bit of disarray, so we have an early timeout here. We'll take a quick 30, 13:45 to go in the first quarter. No score from the Thunderbolt on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Good place for a fake.
Yeah, right in the middle of the field here, Llewellyn. Big kid, 6'4", 195-pounder. He's out of Durango. Thunderwolves now get their defense off the field, and now they get their special teams unit out there. Duncan stands back at his own 15 to receive the punt. Oh, they got a good push up the middle. They don't get to it. High kick. Hangs up in the wind, takes a Thunderwolf bounce, and it'll be down at about the 24-yard line. Boy, they got a good push in there. Almost got to Llewellyn. You could hear the crowd kind of ooh and aw there.
Boy, that was a fire drill. They sent the defense out there, and the Mines ran out their punter, Avery Llewellyn, who's the RMAC Special Team Player of the Year, and then Csu-Pueblo had to get its return team out there.
So Thunderwolves start from their own 23-yard line, all things considered. Not a bad place to start when the opposition had the ball out at midfield.
This is one of those TV timeout deals.
Yep, we do have a TV timeout already. Okay, well, thanks, Joe. We'll take one with them. I thought it was a little early to go to that move, but they do it. Timeout on the field. Thunderwolves, no score with the Orediggers on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Not back.
And they come out of the TV timeout a little quick. Thunderwolves right up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from their own 23. Quick pass, left flat, caught, and going nowhere. They brought Boyd in motion across the formation. Ends up picking up a yard on the play as Thompson kind of hit him in the flat here. Kind of a long handoff. 2nd down and 9 from the 24-yard line.
We heard John Riston in the pregame shows they need to get in some space. And this is a way to just open up that a little bit.
Tell you what, this cornerback on this right edge, Jalen Champagne, he is one of the better cornerbacks in the conference. He's on the right side here for the Ore-Diggers on defense. Duncan goes in motion to the right side of the formation. They're going to run the ball to Cam up the middle, and he bangs in there, doesn't get much. Andrew Renfrew on the stop as he comes across the 25 to the 27-yard line. A pick up a 3. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Thunderwolves.
Got a little John already out there. Ty McCauley getting into it a little bit. Love that.
Now, Mines, they're a little bit better, I think, this year defensively. Their numbers show it. They've scored some touchdowns on the defensive unit this year on some returns. Scoop and score type. 3rd and 6. Trips to the right here. Thunderwolves with a bunch formation over there. And they play action. Thompson sets him. He's got all kinds of room. Cuts it up inside. He's got the 1st down and more across the 40 to the 43-yard line. That's something the Ore-Diggers haven't seen before from the Thunderwolves. Man, A.J. had this open up wide open for him there, Joe.
Well, and John Riston, A.J. Thompson gets up there and signals 1st down, and Riston's telling him, get back in the huddle. Yeah, go do your job.
Yeah, a little too early for that.
Yeah, you got 1 1st down in 3 minutes of play. Go do your job. This is a young freshman quarterback. That's what he needs to learn, Jim, and he's getting better every week at that maturity.
Ball at the 43-yard line, ball on the left hash mark. Boyd in motion now resets on the right side of the formation. They hand it to Cam off the left side, tries to bounce it inside across the 45, and that's where he's stuffed. Gain of 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8. I think we're really going to get a case today, Joe, where John Riston talks about, you run the ball in the first quarter, it's not always going to look pretty, but as the day goes on, that's when you want to just keep leaning on that defense, and eventually you'll break some runs.
Well, I just look at Zach Martinez and Gary Dixon and Chance Rodriguez and Ty McCauley, and they hit you every play.
Dallas Fields is a big dude in the middle, too. These 2 inside tackles for the Ore-Diggers. They can do some damage. Thompson from the gun. Looks right, throws it right. Caught by Bernard. He's in trouble. Breaks the tackle. Cuts it up inside across the 50. He's got the 1st down. What a move by Bernard McDowell. Flag is down, though. Thunder was going to get called for holding here, it looks like, on the right side.
Maybe one of
Ty McCauley, I believe. Threw that quick screen over on the right side. Bernard did a great job to break the tackle, but the flag is down. Here's the call.
He didn't turn his mic on.
Yeah, there's a little switch there, Mr. Referee. So 10-yard mark off back to the 35. Makes it 2nd down and 18 now for the Thunderwolves.
Csu-Pueblo is one of the more penalized teams in the country. I think a lot of that was early. They had a lot of penalties in those first 3 games. They're a lot better at it now, but they average close to 80 yards a game in penalties.
Boyd in motion to the right side of the formation, resets. They're going to run the draw play to Cam, tries to bounce it outside, now back inside, slips. Gets it out to about the 39-yard line. He'll pick up 4. It's going to set up 3rd and long now for the Thunderwolves, 3rd and 14.
Well, the holding call, what does it say? It puts you where, Jim?
Way behind schedule.
Behind schedule.
And it really nullified what was a tremendous move by Bernard McDonald, breaking the tackle. But the man he broke the tackle of was the man being held. I guess that helped. 3rd and 14 from the 39-yard line for the Thunderwolves. Thompson in the gun. Tried to get him off, but they hold their water. Thompson now, spin move. Looks up in the pocket, now rolls to his right. He's going to run it. Across the 45, makes the move, and he's hauled down about a yard short of the 1st down at about the 48-yard line. Decision time now for the Thunderwolves. And John Riston, do you go for it here on 4th and a yard, or you set the punt? He didn't even hesitate. He sends the punt team out there on 4th and a yard.
This is where I wish A.J. Thompson, again, a young freshman, if he just puts his head down, he gets that extra. He tried to do that last move. And it's easy for us to say from up here, but boy, when you just need one more.
See if the Thunderbolts have an early fake on. Nope, they're going to punt the ball away. And it's angled toward the left side, and a terrible punt. Goes out of bounds way up the field. Now you wish you had gone for it, but it's only going to be about a net of about 16, if that. They're going to mark it at the 32-yard line. Yeah, 16-yard punt.
That's Anthony Zamora Johnson back now after missing several games with a hamstring injury, and not good. We know they're going to use two punters. We talked to Tanner Kuda before the game and said they're going to use two different punters today. And
so far the Thunderbolts special teams have let them down. They had the poor kickoff, and now the poor punt. So mine starting from their own 32-yard line here. Trips to the left, ball's on the right hash mark. Dvorak going to hand the ball off the right side, and right there is Rosenbrock to meet the running back Sam Seaton for no gain. Might have lost a half yard. Tried a little counter play, and it didn't work.
That's the number 42 meeting the number 44 in the hole. And number 44 won.
2nd and 10 from the 32. No score. We're 6 minutes into this ball game from the Thunderbolt. Both teams have had a possession. Both teams have had to punt. Now Dvorak goes with an empty backfield. Bunch formation to the right. Trips to the right. Double wide out left. Dvorak looks left, fires left, and the ball's behind his intended receiver. It's caught, but it's only going to be for 3 yards. There's a great grab over there by Ty Young. Somehow latched onto it, but he was on the turf when he made the grab. 3rd and 7 upcoming for the Orediggers.
They'll take that all day if you're Csu-Pueblo's defense. And I noticed LaRon Tarkington has not played yet, and Kevin Cuff has played sparingly.
Now they
substitute here.
Send their quick unit out. They're going to get caught here. Thunderbolts may have to call. Well, they're giving him a chance to substitute because you know why? The Orediggers made a bunch of substitutions. Now they'll let him go in. There's a snap. Dvorak fakes it. Play action. They get a good push. Flush him. Pass down the middle. He's got a man open, and it is caught inside the 35 at the 32-yard line. Nice grab up the field by Jimmy Ellis. Had to wait on it, but the ball arrived there before the defense could get back, and now we have an injury on the field for the Thunderbolts. One of the defensive backs that got burned, it might be the freshman, Darius Williams, is down on the turf. So timeout on the field. 8:12 to go here in the first quarter. No score, but mine's on the move on Fox Sports Pueblo.
There's no better.
The Thunderwolves, as it is the cornerback, Darius Williams, kind of moving his shoulder around, Joe, like he might have hit the turf there awkwardly. So they're going to check out that shoulder or collarbone area. It's on the right side. So a big play for the Orediggers. They have 1st and 10 now at the Thunderwolves' 33-yard line. Dvorak all by himself here. Bring a man in motion, and they're going to run the jet sweep, maybe a pass out of this, and in big trouble, gets away somehow. Now running back to the right, Ellis throws it up the field, and it is caught at the 25-yard line. You talk about a fire drill on a play, but somehow Ellis got away from the pursuit, then just lobbed the pass downfield, and it was caught
by Dvorak.
About a yard and a half short of the first down. It'll be 2nd down and a yard from the 24-yard line. Crazy, crazy play there. Dvorak now takes the snap, hands the ball to the left side. Seaton puts his head down. He's got the first down to the 21-yard line. So far, some of the early squirrely breaks going the Orediggers' way.
Well, a reverse pass to your quarterback. You know, Csu-Pueblo is going to have to be ready for that. This isn't new to them. Bob Stitt used to do this stuff all the time.
Trips to the right this time. Ball's on the left hash mark. And they're going to give it to Seaton up the middle, and he is hemmed up and goes nowhere. Gets maybe a yard on him. They're going to give him forward progress down to about the 20-yard line. So Seaton not finding much room so far, but, you know, the Orediggers a lot of times they're going to run the ball, just keep you honest. Make you cover that, and then that opens things up out on the edge. They just need a little bit of success running the football. Double wide out each side this time. Dvorak, he'll operate from the gun all day long. He has Seaton on his left hip this time. Takes the snap, play action. Looks over the middle. Now he's flushed from the pocket. He's going to roll right. Here comes pressure. Look out from the backside. Ball's fumbled. It's loose on the deck, but it looks like Dvorak somehow reached back and got it at the 20, maybe the 19-yard line. Very fortunate. That ball bounced right back to Dvorak. There's another one of those breaks, Joe. So far, the bounce is going Orediggers' way.
Looked like Brandon Payer from the backside linebacker position was able to chase him down.
So now it's 3rd and 8 for the Orediggers. Ball on the right hash mark. Trips to the left this time. Takes the snap. Here comes the push up the middle. Gets the pass away, and it's short. He was pressured that time, and at the last minute, right before being sacked, he tried to fling it out in the flat over here to Seaton, and the pass landed about 2 yards in front of him.
And that was Brock Davies. We talked to him before the game, mate from Australia. He wanted to get out in some space and hit somebody. So Avery Llewellyn now, Jim, this is a 36-yard field goal. This is an extra point to him.
Yeah, he's a good kicker. From the right hash mark, a little bit of angle to deal with. A little bit of a crosswind coming out of his left, I guess you'd say. Ball's down. Kick is on the way. Did he push it? I think he got it in there. No, he did miss it to the right. He did push it just a hair and outside the right upright. So the kick no good. I had my suspicions of that, Joe, when it took off. Looked like it went off a little to the right on him, and that wind probably pushed it out of there.
Well, the two officials underneath had a little sense of drama.
Yeah, exactly.
They wanted to let people know that we'll tell you when we want to tell you. TV timeout again.
So timeout on the field. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score from the Thunder Bowl on Fox Sports Pueblo. And the Thunderbolts trot right out to the line of scrimmage here. 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. No score. Thompson from the gun. Ball's at the 20-yard line following the missed field goal. Thompson going to roll the pocket right. Look out from the backside. Look out. He spins and he goes down. He wasn't aware of that man pursuing him from the backside. And he's going to lose 9 on the play.
A.J. Thompson had no idea that the guy was coming from the back. And he went untouched. Untouched all the way back to the 11-yard line.
And it was Tommy Hoskins, the big defensive end. He wears number 32. When you got a 32 on your back, you're going to be a little bit more speed. These defensive ends, John Risson worried about him a little bit.
Well, but
Emmanuel Graves and Tommy Hoskins.
Poor execution. They just they let him go wide, and he went untouched. 2nd
and 19. Thompson up under center. They're going to run the draw play to Cam on the right side. They get good penetration, breaks the tackle. He's going to be thrown for a loss back to the 10-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down now and 20 for the Thunderwolves.
Starting by number 93, Andrew Renfrew.
Stuck in neutral, Jim. We saw this a little bit last week early on.
Well, now you kind of get an idea why John Riston was a little upset with A.J. Thompson doing a little celebration after one first down. It's going to be a long day out here. Got a long day's work. You don't need to be celebrating after the first down of the game. Bunch formation to the left. They stack it like an eye over here on the left side, right on the hash marks. Take the snap. Thompson pump fake. He's going to run a quarterback draw, and he goes down for a loss back at the 6-yard line.
I'm not sure what A.J. Thompson's thinking right there.
Ball's back at the 6. He loses 4 on the sack. 4th and 24, and a couple boos went up there.
Jim, they lost 24 yards in 3 plays. And now Anthony Zamora Johnson is back in to punt, and his first punt was
woeful. It's the snap, gets the kick away. This is a better kick. Sends Ellis back inside the 50. He lost it in the sun. Ball hits down. The Thunderbolts have touched it at midfield, and that's where it'll be down. The ball is actually down at the 44, but the first touching happened right at midfield. So not a bad punt at all that time by Zamora Johnson as he got it out of there. Ball did take an Ordigger bounce. And now we've got another timeout. So we'll take another one here. 3:58 to go in the first quarter. No score from the Thunder Bowl on Fox Sports Pueblo.
There's no better time than now.
Hey, fellas, real quickly, state softball action. The Pueblo teams are done. Falcon 5, Pueblo West 3, and Valor Christian 10, Pueblo South 0.
All right, thanks, Tony.
Well, Darius Williams back in at one corner. That's good to see. Still have not seen LaRon Tarkington. Still have not seen Kevin Cuff. Both are dressed. Both starters. Both been with the program a while now.
Yeah, they're kind of in a nickel package, but they got Henry out there as the extra. He's playing almost like a safety position.
Well, he is LaRon Tarkington's backup. Ben Esticould better get off.
Yeah, he was offside. Now he gets back on here. Ball's at the 49-yard line. They're going to run to the Seaton up the middle. He bangs across the 45. That's where they're going to mark his knee down. He ran right into the arms of Joe Rosenbrock. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Just get that feeling the Ordiggers are going to run the ball to try to keep the Thunderbolts honest. 2nd down and 6 from the 45-yard line.
I also think they're trying to show that they're not intimidated.
And again, they give it to Seaton off the left side. He's taken down this time. Gets a yard on the play to the 44-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 There's Josh Croy coming from his tackle or outside end position to make the tackle on Seton.
Tony Campton staying in there now because they can't substitute if Mines doesn't.
So it's 3rd and 5 from the 44-yard line of the Thunderwolves. No score here in the first quarter. Trips to the right for the Orediggers. Dvorak, straight drop back. Looks left, screen pass, left side to Seton. Puts his head down, and he's got the first down as he took on the cornerback on that left side. And still, Darius Williams still favoring that shoulder. He had to make the tackle there, and that had to be uncomfortable for him with Seton bearing down on him. Good call.
He's a big kid. Boy, they sure moved. They spotted that. They moved that awfully quick because it's barely at the 39.
1st and 10.
I'm not sure that would have been a first down.
Yeah, it was like let's just keep the things moving thing here. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line for the Orediggers. Trips to the right again. Dvorak from the pistol. He's going to run the option play to the right here. Tries to roll around. Late pitch, and he threw it out of bounds back here at the 45-yard line. Well, the Orediggers managed to outsmart themselves. They ran the option play that time, and Dvorak, right before he was about ready to be smashed, he flipped the pitch out and he threw it behind Seton. And they're lucky the ball went out of bounds.
Well, and they put it only back to the 46, so it's only a loss of 5. But I think it went farther than that. The 44.
Yeah, it's almost like there's nobody over here to see exactly where it went out of bounds. I'm with you, Joe. I thought it went outside the 45, but they mark it at the 44, 2nd and 15. Dvorak looks right, throws it right. Seton's got it, and again puts his head down, just takes on the tackler. And he's inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line, so he picks up 6. Seton is totally void of moves, Joe. He just says, you know what? I get a guy with a small number on him, I'm going to take him on. Not a bad idea.
No, it's smart. Yeah, I don't know how long you can do if you can do that all game, but good for you.
3rd and 9 now from the 38-yard line for the Orediggers. They go double wide out each side. The ball's on the right hash mark. Seton on the left hip of Dvorak this time. See if SU can put some pressure on. He's coming off the edge. Play action. They do get pressure off the edge. Pass to Seton is behind him. And again, it was coming off the edge that time. Our favorite, Brock Davies, the freshman, putting pressure on Dvorak, and he had to rushed the pass, and he threw it behind Seton.
And the other person that we're going to get to call his name for the first time in 2 weeks, Morgan Fox.
Exactly.
To accept the apparent punt for the Thunderwolves.
Now, this is a good place. If you have a fake, this is a great place for a fake.
They need 9, though. Thunderwolves have Duncan standing back at his own 10-yard line, so not a lot of real estate for the punter Llewellyn to work with here. We'll see what kind of pooch punt he can put on it here, or directional kick. Takes the snap, going to be rugby style. He's thinking about running. Now he will punt it away, and he sends it toward the goal line. It goes out of bounds. Inside the 10, it looks like.
So what kind of break they get on this one?
Now they're going to mark it at the 11. So the 11-yard line is where the Thunderwolves will start off. Well, Llewellyn, he gave it that illusion like he might run with it, Joe, but when he saw the defense coming over his way, he did go ahead and hit the punt down the right sideline. So
and I'm a firm believer when a punter starts to do that, you could tee him up.
Yeah, fair game. He's running with it. Ends up being a net 27 yards on the punt, but the Thunderwolves now in poor field position, starting from their own 11-yard line. They've had 1 first down in the ball game, but that's it. Went backwards on their last possession. Bring Boyd in motion across the formation, resets. Play action. Thompson looks left. He's going to fire it up the sideline for Boyd, and he's got it across the 3rd end. Drops the ball. Comes loose. He covers it up at the 34-yard line.
He caught it, and then he fumbled on the thing. They're saying he didn't catch it, but that's going to go as a catch.
Yeah, they were just waving their hands to stop the clock. So Boyd with the grab. That gets you out of poor field position in a hurry. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. So the first mini break of the game for the Thunderwolves happens right there as Boyd fumbled it, but it came right back to him.
23 yards on that, and I think the ground caused the fumble. So I don't think it was in danger of...
I formation this time. Thompson up under center. O'Malley, the fullback, in the game is play. Boyd goes in motion. They flip it to him on the right side. Got to 35, 40. Oh, and he's tripped up right about when he was about to break into the clear. That's a pretty good saving tackle with a linebacker flying over there for the Orediggers. I think that was Drew Steffen coming over there. 185-pound sophomore out of Parker, Colorado. Stopping it for a gain of 8 right before Boyd looked like he was getting into the clear.
Zach Boyd is a converted quarterback. He played quarterback at Fort Lupton High School, and he's fast. He's a big tight end with great hands, but he's a lot quicker than you think.
Cooper in the ball game, lines up wide to the left. Duncan in the slot to the left. From the gun this time, Thompson has McDonald. This is Cam McDonald on his left hip. And they're going to give it to Cam up the middle. Breaks one tackle. He's got the first down and just backs his way across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. So a gain of 6 on the play. Thunderwolves move the chains. We're down to under a minute to go here in this first quarter. No score. Highly competitive ball game so far, as both defenses acquitting themselves quite well to this point. And John Riston warned as he goes, this Mines defense, they'll keep it in front of them. They're going to make you work, and the Thunderwolves are going to have to work on this drive to go the distance 90 yards. Now they're out toward midfield. They're halfway home. Move the formation to the left side this time. From the gun, Thompson takes the snap, and he's going to run it around the left side. Gets a block. Across midfield down to the 46-yard line. Kind of the read option that time for Thompson. Trying to work off the block that time on the left side for the Thunderwolves. That was Cole Forsgren. Locked up with his man, and the defender was able to work off that block and make the stop after a gain of 6. And that will be the end of the first quarter. Thunderwolves make their way toward the bench. No score here in this battle for the lead in the RMAC. Thunderwolves nothing, Orediggers nothing. Back after this timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Want to know the best place? Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Real quickly, folks, down in Durango, Colorado. Pretty good game right now. Could be a trap game for Colorado Mesa, but right now they lead Fort Lewis in the second quarter, 21-13 in a big game down in Tuscaloosa. Bama 7, Tennessee 7. Fellers.
All right, thanks, Tony. Well, Joe and I were kind of talking about it. As good as last week was in college football, around the kind of major college football, this week a little lacking in some of the matchups. A lot of teams are off this week.
Miami gets beat with the worst beating ever in the history of the Hurricanes program. What did Auburn and Arkansas scored 100 between them in 4 overtimes?
Who finally won that one?
Arkansas.
Okay.
Pouring rain in Austin.
Yeah, all over Texas. Just miserable weather down there. And they got more on the way with the hurricane tracking up through Mexico.
Yeah, I think this is one of those games, and we talk about this a lot with John Riston. If he won this game 3-0, he'd be the happiest guy in Pueblo.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think it's going to come to that, but this has the feel of something that you're just going to have to get through.
Well, you got all this talent on both sides of the field on offense, but games like this, it's amazing how games like this gravitate toward defense, though, as we're in that kind of game right now.
And Mines has made an effort to shut down Cameron McDonald in the run game. They have 8 players in the box on every play. And, you know, this is where you start to see some jet sweeps to Duncan or some reverses, or A.J. Thompson's already called his number 3 times now because they're trying to loosen that up so that they can break Cameron free.
Yeah, we've seen a little, not a true read option look, but kind of a bootleg look almost by Thompson on a couple of occasions here. 2nd down and 4 for the Thunderwolves as we start the second quarter here. No score. Thunderwolves in Ordigger territory at the 46-yard line. That's Eckhoff coming in motion to the right side of the formation. Resets. They run a draw to McDonald up the middle. Big opening. 35, 30, 25, across the 20, down to about the 18-yard line. You just got to give him a little crease. And number 30, he knows what to do with it. Picks up 27 on the play, down to the 19-yard line.
I like when he runs in that A-gap between the center and the guard, because I like him with Gary Dixon in front of him, whether he's pulling or just blasting.
So Thunderwolves into the red zone, first time today. Ball at the 19-yard line. Double tight end set, extra tight end coming in motion as well. Eckhoff, they're going to flip it to him on the right side. This is a run play. Across the 15, down to about the 12-yard line. That was a backward pass to Eckhoff. Caught it in stride and gets down to about the 19-yard line. We'll see if the official scorer saw it that way, but that pass was definitely backwards.
8 yards on that to Eckhoff, all the way down to the 11.
So 2nd and 2. That makes it exciting for the Thunderwolves.
Well, they've used that play about 6 times now.
Now they got Duncan wide to the right on the short side. Cooper's wide to the left. Almost to the number on that left side. Up under center is Thompson. McDonald the lone back. They give it to him. Off the right side, across the 10, cuts inside the 5. Still on his feet. Lunges to the goal line. Touchdown! Great second effort by Cameron McDonald there as he lunged and got that ball to the goal line and on into the end zone. That'll be Greg O'Donnell in to try the extra point. Radabaugh's the holder. Jake Ludwood, long snapper. The ball's down. The kick is up, and it is good. 13:47 to go here in the second quarter. Thunderwolves on the board. They lead it 7-0. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Hey, fellas, just real quickly, I made a mistake. It's a final now. It wasn't a fourth quarter. Now it's a final. Colorado Mesa over Fort Lewis by a score of 21-13. Tennessee and Alabama tied at 7. And on the sideline for the Vols, nobody else other than the Denver Broncos' own Peyton Manning.
Wow. We got Mike Pinnell here on his bye week.
They'll meet each other next week.
Yes, they get to know each other.
In Denver.
Oh, kind of cool. Well, there's a Heavy Minds presence here on my phone today. I've got Paul Boucher, the former, he went to School of Mines. He's here, came down for the game. Asked me if I was nervous yet, and then Cam ran it in, so I said, are you nervous? My old buddy Troy Tack, he's a Mines graduate. Larry May, I was up there at the Top Golf place there about 3 weeks ago. He's an old ore digger. All the smart guys, Joe.
Yes. Number 14, Matt Schmidt.
So it'll be O'Donnell to kick it off here for the Thunderwolves. Breeze picking up a little bit. We said it was 2 miles an hour at the start, but it seems like it's picking up just a little bit more. It's kind of a crosser today, kind of blowing right into our booth here. So coming out of the east. O'Donnell to kick it off. Better kick this time. Angles it toward the goal line. He's taking it the 2-yard line. Back across the 10, 15, 20. Pretty good coverage by the Thunderwolves. As turtling on the play, Jimmy Ellis was just looking for a place to hide there as the pursuit was coming at him, and he said, you know what? I better get to the turf.
Number 38,
Turtling. That's a good call for that because it's exactly what he did.
And the ball will be at the 22-yard line.
People, it's October 24th, and it's 60 degrees and sunny.
Wasn't the 24th? Was the 24th the famous blizzard of 97? Or wasn't it the 24th or was it the 27th? I can't remember. I remember the day. I just can't remember the exact date.
I remember I replumbed my kitchen that day because they said you can't leave for like 3 days. So,
1st and 10 from the 22-yard line for the Ore Diggers. Dvorak from the gun takes the snap. He looks left, fires over the middle. Boy, that was into a lot of traffic. Ben Essica jumped the route and almost had a shot at intercepting it. They tried to get that ball to Ellis.
Brandon Henry coming up from safety. He's a corner playing safety in lieu of LaRon Tarkington. They both saw. I think that was one of those they've seen on film. And just go ahead and jump that route when you see that formation. Because they both were there. 2nd
and 10 from the 22-yard line. Double wide out to each side. The ball is just inside the right hash mark here for the Ore Diggers. Dvorak from the gun takes the snap. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure off the edge. Steps up. Fires over the middle. Caught by the backup running back. Devin Reeves looks more like a fullback. He is a big dude. Hauls it in out to the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
And about 5.
Devin Reeves, I do mean big. 5'10", 210 pound, but he looks bigger than that.
I'm guessing 5'10", 260.
Yeah. 3rd and 4 from the 28-yard line. Dvorak all by himself this time. Steps up. Here comes pressure. Now comes up into the pocket, tries to run it, and slides before he got to the first down. That should be short of the first down. He started the slide at the 31-yard line. He will not get the first down. Boy, he gets a generous spot anyway. He started that slide.
I don't think he got it by a half a yard. He didn't. And
it's 4th down. The Ore Diggers now, will they go for it or will they punt the ball away here? This is a tough call here. They're bringing their big backup back, Devin Reeves, into the game. They're going to go for it here. 4th and a foot. Always dangerous from the pistol when you're going for it.
Maybe trying to draw him off.
And they do snap it. They pass it out in the right flat. It is caught, and getting forward for the first down barely is Matt Schmid.
I just wonder why you're not in press coverage when they don't need less than a half a yard.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Ore Diggers out to the 35-yard line. I'm with you there, Joe.
They're 5 yards off the receiver, and they only need a half a yard.
High snap, Dvorak handles it, fires down the middle for the tight end, missed it. He kind of started down the middle, then he kind of ran a corner route for the tight end that time, coming up the field. It's one of the big guys for the Ore Diggers in their receiving corps, Cole Spurgeon. He's a senior out of Gretna, Nebraska. He looks like a big old Nebraska farm boy.
Csu-Pueblo got caught in a bad coverage there, and they were fortunate that Dvorak was misfiring on that throw.
2nd and 10. They're going to play action. They throw it over the middle. Ball caught, and it'll be a first down. Go to the big receiver this time. That's Nate Weimers. He's a senior out of Arvada's Ralston Valley High School, and he's out to the 46-yard line. They pick up 11. 1st and 10 for the Ore Diggers. They try to answer here. Thunderwolves lead at 7-0. 11:55 to go in the first half. Trips to the left this time. Play action. Dvorak looks left, fires down the middle. He's going for it all. He's got a man in the clear, and it's dropped at the 10-yard line. You got to be kidding me. Ty Young had a touchdown.
Well, Brandon Henry's fortunate, and
he comes right out of the game, doesn't he?
so is Jeremy Hunt.
Yep.
They are fortunate because he was wide open.
Well, they don't have time to sulk. They come right back to the line of scrimmage. Ty Young cannot believe he dropped that ball. 2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line. Double wide out right, double wide out left. They look left, fire over the middle. Ball's behind the intended receiver. That's got to be incomplete. Yes. The linesman over here on the left side signaled incomplete. So it is 3rd down and 10. Tried to get it over the middle there, and Dvorak, he's been off with a few throws here, but he was on the money with that one that should have been a touchdown.
I just don't know. Csu-Pueblo's a young secondary, and they're showing their youth right now.
Dvorak from the gun. He shifts Reeves to his right hip. Here comes pressure. They set up the screen. Ball is caught one-handed by Reeves. Flag is down. They get the first down, but it's going to be holding.
Joe Rosenbrock got horse-collared and is hurt.
And he's grabbing at his right knee. That is not a good sign.
Horse-collared and is hurt. He got pulled down. Oh, this is not good.
So injury on the play. Joe Rosenbrock. Oh, it's not even a hold. It's a face mask. Joe, you're right on it there.
Trying to catch the number, though.
Sorry.
That's all right. I wanted to know which person played dirty right there. And it was dirty. I say it happened right in front of me, and I hope he's all right.
Yeah, Rosenbrock is up. And he's able to put some weight on that right leg, but
John Riston's meeting him at midfield, and he's livid.
Brings up 3rd down and about 25.
that was dirty pool all the way there by the Ore Diggers.
That was just...
You know what it is? John just took a look back over his shoulder. I mean, he's reserved right now, but you know he is just irate. Well, his star linebacker got treated like that.
You're already down one inside linebacker. You can't afford, and you can't lose Joe Rosenbrock. I mean, he's a senior. He's your heart and soul of this defense.
So it's 3rd down now and forever. 3rd and 25. Dvorak looks down the middle. He's flushed from the pocket. Now rolls right, throws it, and it's up the field and caught back at the original line of scrimmage at the 46-yard line. Gain of 15, but it'll be 4th down and 10, and the Ore Diggers will punt the ball away this time.
Back to receive the punt. Number 1.
Well, Dvorak, that's when he's dangerous, when he's on the run. And a couple times he's gotten outside the pocket. But had a lot of yards to pick up on that play. So now it's Duncan standing back at his own 15-yard line to receive the punt from Avery Llewellyn.
I'm just wondering if Rosenbrock might be his ankle and not his knee.
They took off his shoe and his sock down there, didn't they? That'd be, almost feel like that'd be better. Punt is away. High kick. Duncan will take it at the 16. He's got a block. Across the 20. Cuts back inside. 25. Now back to the other way. Across the 25. 30 to the 31-yard line. Always dangerous is Kieran Duncan on the punt return. But everybody kind of stayed in home at the middle of the field that time for the Ore Diggers to prevent an even bigger return. Watching the TV guy here, I thought we might go to a timeout here, but I guess not. We're going to keep going. So Thunderwolves will send their offense out onto the field here from the 31-yard line. Double wide out left. Thompson from the gun has Cam on his left hip. Long count, takes the snap, gives it to Cam up the middle, tries to bounce it outside, but he's hit in the middle of the stack, and he's going to lose a yard on the play.
Didn't really like that. It's trying to do too much in the middle there, Jim. They need to just go.
Yeah, Andrew Renfrew able to work off his block and get in there. Renfrew and Fields, they're big uns on the inside. And then they got these two defensive end, Hoskins and Graves. They're pretty good up front. I don't know if they're as good as they were, as Joe talked about 5-6 years ago, when they really were tough and nasty on that front wall.
Here's one for you, Jim. It's in the fourth quarter, and Black Hills is leading Chadron.
Wow. Rivalry game there. 2nd and 12. That's where we'll be next week. Up in the Black Hills of South Dakota.
They haven't won a game.
Play action pass. Thompson. He's going to go for it all down the sideline, and they're going to be holding on the Ore Diggers here as they're trying to get it up the sideline to the guy Joe and I were watching him in the warm-ups, Cole Forsgren, wondering when he's going to break out. He's only a freshman, but redshirt freshman.
There's a flag on the play.
This should be a 15-yard mark off on the Ore Diggers. On pass interference or holding. It'll either be 10 yards or 15. We'll see what the call here is.
Well, Adam Leonard was a corner, and he was like a jockey there.
Looks like they've marked off 10.
That was on Adam Leonard, and like I said, he was like a jockey.
And it is an automatic first down on the holding call. So 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Out to the 39-yard line.
They are taping Joe Rosenbrock's ankle. Yeah, that's one you don't want to take the shoe off. Old school.
Tape it over the shoe and don't let the swelling hit. So Letlow in the ball game now. Play tight end. They hand the ball off to Cam. Hurdles over a tackler across the 40. That's a new move. And he's carried out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Well, his big reserve tackle, Quentin Walton, kind of helped him back up and got him out across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Different move, and Cam comes off the field with a big smile on his face.
He kind of went in the air. Steve Sewell will be the first guy, his old running backs coach, tell you, you do not want to get in the air if you're a running back. Stay down on the ground.
Well, Cam might have a little street cred to allow him to do that occasionally.
Yeah.
Williams in the ball game, splits wide to left. Now Duncan goes in motion to left side. They throw the screen pass left side. Caught by Duncan. Gets the block by Williams. He's across the 45. He's got the first down. Well, that's up to Deshaun Williams, who's into the ball game. He hasn't done much catching the ball this year, but he threw a good block that time, springing Duncan up the sideline. So 1st and 10 Thunderwolves at the 43-yard line. Thunderwolves lead it 7-0. 9:30 to go here in the first half.
Well, if you want to earn credibility on offense and you're a wide receiver, you block. And these wide receivers at Csu-Pueblo, they block.
So 1st and 10 in the Ore Digger territory at the 43-yard line. Ball's on the left hash. Two tight ends shift over to this right side. Letlow's in the slot now. And they're going to run the draw. Here's Bernard McDonald off the right side. Tries to bounce it outside. Now back inside, and he's to the 40-yard line. Going to pick up 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
By number 6.
Get the feeling nothing's going to be super easy against this Ore Digger ball club, at least here in this first half, until you wear them out a little bit.
Well, they're a good football team. They're ranked 7th in the nation.
Right.
We may not be giving them enough credit, at least because of what we've seen, but it's not like this is some winless team out of Golden. This is the 7th-ranked team in the nation.
Double wide out left. Letlow in the slot to the right. Long count by A.J., who's up under center. Gives it to Cam. Works his way along the line of scrimmage and squirts free. And he's close to the first down. He's going to get it down to the 34-yard line. Boy, they ripped at that ball, tried to get it free there. As the linebacker on the play, Kobolinski, tried to strip Cam, but it's a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and a yard.
He didn't get the best spot on that one. 3rd down. Because he wasn't on the ground. He was on the defender and then rolled.
Should get that little
to
extra.
About the 33.
So it's going to be 3rd and a yard and a half here for the Thunderbolts. They need the 33. The ball's just outside the 34-yard line. Down to 12 on the play clock here.
That's where I'd like to see A.J. Thompson just quick snap and go.
Radaball's in the game, wide to the right here. I formation. They bring the fullback in. They give it to Cam up the middle. Bangs his way in there. Just wedges his way down to the 30-yard line. That was macho football right there. Gain of 4. It's 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Down to 7:43 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead it 7-0 on the 11-yard touchdown run by Cameron McDonald. Cooper in the game, splits wide to the right. That's the short side here. Duncan in the slot to the right. Very tight formation here for the Thunderwolves on offense. They send Duncan in motion to the left side. Let's see if they try to spring him on another screen pass. Play action. Rolling right. Deep out pattern. And Cooper has it inside the 20. Nice grab by the Coop Show.
Going to be close. They give him the first, and they did. They get it all the way to the 19.
Well, we get on Cooper once in a while. Sometimes he drops the easiest pass, but that was a tough grab. Looked it right into the hands with pressure all over him, and he hauls it in for the first down. Good delivery by Thompson.
Smoke on that ball from A.J. He's very good thrower on the run, just on athletic ability, if that makes sense. It's just his athletic ability to do that.
Cooper wide to the left this time. Letlow goes in motion to the left slot. Going to run it back to the right side. Here's Bernard up the middle. Oh, and he tripped up. Ball came loose. Now, did the ground cause that fumble? Still loose, but the Thunderbolts get on top of it at the 16-yard line. Bernard got tripped up. He came across down to about the 13, then the ball squirted out. I thought the ground caused the fumble there, but they say no. It comes back to the 16, and that's where the Thunderbolts will take it. Now the officials discussing matters now to see exactly. I think they're trying to say, I think Bernard was down at the 13. That's what one of the umpires, or the umpire, is trying to say here. And the side judge has it marked at the 13 as well.
Well, either way, it's going to be Csu-Pueblo's ball.
Yeah, they covered it up. But that's the discussion right now, where to mark the football. Here's the explanation. I think they're telling John Riston where the down and distance is for the play call to come up. Maybe there's a decision on where they want to take the ball. Okay. Inadvertent whistle. So, well, we don't have replay up here in the booth. CETV does not give us a monitor, but...
well, it turns out to be a 6-yard
it's Thunderbolts ball anyway at the 13-yard line.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock. 6 minutes. 42 seconds.
So they got to put 7 seconds back on the clock here to 6:42. So it's 2nd and 4 now for the Thunderbolts from the 13-yard line. So they dodge a bullet any way you look at it. They did recover the apparent fumble back at the 16, but now they get 3 extra yards here from the inadvertent whistle.
Foster Eckler, 308 yards today down in Silver City for Western State.
Wow. 2nd and 4 Thunderbolts.
That's Dutch
Fake
Clark.
The draw play. Thompson looks back, throws it right side. Man, wide open, caught! And it is right at the goal line. Sticks it across the goal line. Touchdown! Zach Boyd on a little bit of second effort that time. Right to the goal line. He was denied, Joe, but then he said, you know what? I'm going to give it another shot, and stuck it across the goal line for the touchdown.
Such a solid athlete.
So it's a 13-yard strike from Thompson to Boyd. Boyd becoming the touchdown maker.
He's already surpassed last year's entire total.
Extra point try. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 6:28 to go here in the first half. Thunderbolts lead it 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. The fans going crazy, Joe, because you know why? They're giving away free stuff.
I want to see one of those guys try and chuck a football to here.
Yeah, come on, right up here in the booth. We're right here. We're open.
They can't make a reach.
Yeah.
They don't have the arm.
They couldn't pitch for the Mets or the Royals, could they?
No, but they could pitch for the Angels.
Exactly. And the Rockies.
They'd be the ace.
Well, A.J. Thompson on that last play, Joe, looked like, I don't think he was surprised that Boyd was that wide open on the play action fake, and he kind of, I don't know if he took something off that pass. This looked like kind of a weird short arm delivery, but he took enough off it where Boyd able to just haul it in and take it on in.
A little bit of a delay for Boyd because he was in to block, and then he kind of rolled out and snuck out of there. But
we'll just have to ask A.J. if he did that, because it looked like he almost shot put it or took enough off it because he was so wide open. You don't want to overshoot him or put too much zip on that thing when you got him that wide open. Then Boyd doing a great job. He was denied at the goal line, but stayed on his feet and then rammed it on in. Ball blown off the tee here, and O'Donnell will have to reset it. Well, now if you're an Ordigger fan, you're sitting there going, man, oh man, we had that long touchdown strike that was dropped. Could have been in a tie ball game. Now you find yourself down 14-0. You got to dig deep now here.
Now where we look at see if Joe Rosenbrock is going to get back on the field.
O'Donnell's kick, it's a high kick, and then come down to Ellis taking at the 4-yard line across the 10. He's angling toward the left side here. But they got he hurdles his way across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Bernard McDonald on special teams had an angle on him, and Ellis just jumped over him.
Giving an assist to Grant Neal. Kind of like when a fullback can come and make a play like that.
So the Orediggers will start this drive from their own 24-yard line. Remember, their last drive was derailed by that personal foul, cheap shot, face mask. When you get a face mask and you're an offensive player, you know it's cheap.
Well, and
because you're not blocking up around a guy's head and grabbing his face mask.
Joe Rosenbrock's not out there. Brandon Payer, redshirt freshman, is in at middle linebacker.
Dvorak from the pistol play action. Going to roll the pocket right. Zips it out in the flat. Caught, but it's going to be about a yard gain because he threw it into the turf. And Matt Schmidt made a great grab, but it's a grab for nothing because the ball's marked right at the 24. 2nd down and 10.
Csu-Pueblo's paying an awful lot of attention to that play action. And I like the front's chances against the running game.
2nd down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Dvorak, pump fake, now comes over the middle. Ball caught by the big man, Spurgeon. Full Spurgeon, senior, out of Gretna, Nebraska. Picks up 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 5 now for the Orediggers from the 29-yard line. That's just a quick hitter on the little turning route by the tight end. Now they go trips to the right. Spurgeon, I call him a tight end. He looks like a tight end, but he actually is a kind of a slot receiver. Now we've got officials stopping play here momentarily. We've got an equipment problem.
No, I bet it's music.
Please turn off the music.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to have the music off earlier.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Pressing the envelope, weren't there? Pushing the envelope, I guess you'd say.
Turning it into an NBA game.
3rd and 5 from the 29. Now it's up to the fans to make the noise that the music was, and they are kind of rising to their feet here, wanting some defense here on 3rd and 5. Here comes a corner blitz, pass way out on the right flat, caught, and hit down short of the 1st down.
That looked like Brian Jones.
Matt Schmidt on the grab, but he was just smacked by Jones, 3 yards short of the 1st down. That was a long pass. He was way over on the right sideline.
That was a nice hit by Brian Jones.
So it's 4th down. We'll call it 2. Llewellyn's punt is away. High booming kick sends Duncan back to the 23. He handles it across the 25, 30. Tries to pull loose of an ankle tackle, but he's taken down at the 31-yard line. That's all right. I like the way Duncan's approach returning punts, Joe. He gets it up the field, and then if something breaks free, it's great. But otherwise, he's got 8 to 10 yards every time.
If it's there, it's there. If not, take care of the football.
Yeah, in other words, don't dance around right after you grab it. We got a timeout on the field. 4:49 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead it 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the Dan Patrick Show.
Let's go!
Johnny Manziel is going to end up with one of those guys who say, whatever happened to him? He doesn't get it. The world moves on very, very quickly without you. I don't care what you did in college. The world, the NFL world, moves quickly, and they'll move on right without you. And I think that's what's eventually going to happen. You know, maybe somebody gives him another chance here, but he's not better than Josh McCown. He's just not. And he wasn't ready for this. He needs to learn to be a professional. That's why I said I agreed with the Browns. Manziel had a couple of touchdown passes, and, you know, one was just, hey, I would just go someplace and I'll throw the ball and, you know, see if something good happens. What do you have, 8 completions? He wasn't ready. He's not ready. Not ready to be a professional. And maybe he won't be.
The Dan Patrick Show.
We are going to PAR-TY.
Pueblo's only all-sports station is Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350.
Hey, fellas, real quickly, down there in Tuscaloosa, Alabama and Tennessee still tied at 7. But you know the story of the day, you spoke on it earlier, Joe. Miami getting beat by Clemson 58-0, and the Miami Twitter feed is furious.
Well, and I've been following a little bit of the Twitter feed myself, and there's no change for a coach just now, but Al Golden has got to be... He's got to be gone.
Yeah, I would think after that. That's all just laying down. Well, great ball game in Division II football today. Ashland, who's in our region, knocks off Northern Michigan 41-40. The final there. Ashland remains undefeated. That could be a number 1 seed. You could be traveling there, Thunderwolves fans. Here's play action. Thompson rolling to his left. He's got Eckhoff wide open, grabs it. Threw it a little bit behind him, though. If he leads him to the sideline, he might pick up 7 or 8 yards, but he threw it behind him. Eckhoff had to adjust and make the grab and ends up gaining only 2 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 8 now from the 34-yard line.
Well, if he tells Eckhoff to go block, he gets 20. Those are the only 2 people out there.
Yeah, that might be the better move.
Just go hit somebody and we got 20.
So 2nd and 8. Thompson up to the line of scrimmage, under center this time. He has Cam with him in the backfield. Double wide out right. Bring a man in motion. That's Boyd. Handed to the right side. Cam trying to get to the edge, and he's got it. 40, 45. Puts his head down across midfield. Going to mark him there where his knee went down right at the midfield stripe. But Cam McDonald, Joe, that's an attitude special. Freight train running around the right side. Picks up 16.
It just was such a nice edge. Ty McCulley on the right side basically stood up. And if you see Ty McCulley, you know he can just... He's just kind of stood up and sealed that whole side.
Well, and he's lined up right across from his Emmanuel Graves, this big senior defensive end, but Ty got the best of him on that play. 1st and 10 Thunderwolves from midfield. This time it's Eckhoff in motion to the left side of the formation. Hand it to Cam up the middle. Puts his head down, and he's hit down this time. Good tackle on the inside there. Middle linebacker Jeff Grenfell, senior out of Ralston Valley High School, met him right in the hole. A gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Time not really a factor. 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Pack leads 14-0.
Well, it's this one of those cases. This is why they love deferring.
Exactly.
They get a score here, get the ball to start second, and then you can put the game away.
Get it all the way down there, get some sort of points, whether it's Greg O'Donnell, score a touchdown, and then come out in the second half.
2nd and 9 from the 49-yard line. Thompson up under center. Has Bernard with him in the backfield this time. Fakes the draw play. Here's a little turn-in screen to Duncan. He's across the 45, 40, 35, 30. They'll never catch him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Just a simple little turn-in screen pass here on the right side. Duncan just turns and accepts the pass. He gets the blocks on the edge. And again, Joe, that's your wide receivers knowing what to do on a play like that.
Not only they block, but one of the most wonderful things this year for Csu-Pueblo is Kieran Duncan is healthy. Right. And he's getting NFL buzz because he can flat fly, and he's got great hands. But he is healthy, and he's so much fun to watch when he's healthy.
O'Donnell in to try the extra point. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up, and it is good. 2:42 to go here in the first half. Thunder rolls with a lightning strike. They lead it 21-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
The home of the CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves is here. Fox Sports 1350. KCCY Pueblo.
And the kickoff is down in the back of the end zone. Well, we talk about upsets. You want to talk about an upset, Joe? Number 1 is number 1 no more in Division II football. Minnesota State today defeated by Winona State 31-27. It is a final. So there'll be a new number 1 team in the country next week in Division II football.
Wow. That's amazing. I think that was in Mankato, wasn't it?
Yes. Lost on their home turf. Well, now... the good news for the Thunderwolves, they got that quick score. Bad news is Ordinger's had some time here now with 2:42 to go here in this first half, but you'll always trade a touchdown for leaving time on the clock. Dvorak now screen to the right side, and it's incomplete. Thunderwolves had it sniffed out anyway. If that ball's caught, it goes nowhere. Great pressure on the play. And that's that man, Joe. You said he's going to have a big day today.
Seth Brown gets his hand on that ball, gets it tipped, changes the flight just a little bit. I thought today was going to be a speed game for defense, and Seth Brown is back, and he's healthy, and between him and Ben Estica and Sam Singleton, I thought the speed backers might be the guys today.
2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Dvorak from the gun takes the snap. They're going to run it this time up the middle, and it doesn't go very far, but good second effort by Seaton, able to get it out to the 30-yard line. A little spin move there. Actually going to give him forward progress, maybe across the 30 here.
But you'll take that. You don't have to sell out on the play action right there. That's just the guys up front slowing down the run. You don't have to bite on that because Dvorak's going to throw it.
3rd and 4 from the 31, just outside or inside the 31-yard line. Ball nosed across the 30. Crowd starting to make some noise here. Want a defensive stop. Looks left, pass, caught, and it's short of the first down. Little turn-in route that time, caught by Ty Young, but he's a yard short. He stopped at the 34-yard line. Decision time for the Ore Diggers. You can't possibly go for it here, can you?
Well, I wouldn't think. You do when you gamble. You could be down 4 scores before halftime. But maybe they're just trying to run some clock here and punt it away. Don't give them too much time to work with.
Yeah, and the Thunderwolves...
could have called timeout.
They could call timeout, but I think the smart play is right here. Just let the clock run. If they want to let the clock run down, let them do it.
Yeah, you're up 3. You don't really need to press the issue right now. And that's not 3 points, people. That's 3 touchdowns. It's 21-0.
And here the timeout is taken. We'll take a quick 30. 21-0. Thunderwolves on top on Fox Sports Pueblo.
See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
And the Ore Diggers indeed sent out their punt team here. I think that's the wise play here.
I would think.
Llewellyn. Oh, man, they got a good push. Almost got that ball blocked. Trace Gray just manhandling the up man. Fair catch taken by Duncan back at the 29-yard line. What's this new modern style of punt protection? They just line up a picket fence, 3 guys right in front of the punter, and you're going to get a full shot. Somebody coming right in. I'd hate to be in that position. It's Trace Gray running full speed, almost knocked the blocker back into the punter.
Well, and that's the same setup that Csu-Pueblo employs. John Riston likes that. He is the special teams coordinator of the Thunderwolves.
The thing is, you got to make sure you have a good physical guy that can take on that block.
Well, last year it was Josh Bradle.
That'll help.
Who's now in the WWE.
Thompson up under center here. Thunderwolves have some time. Play action. Thompson looking down. Oh, there's holding. They don't throw the flag, though. Cooper trying to make the adjustment. Man, oh, man, you got to throw the flag on the sidelines. I'm incredulous there at the side judge and the line judge. Both had a look at that, and John Riston all over him right here. They'll see that on the TV replay and wonder what the hell they were doing down there.
I thought Coop might be able to get in between those 2 guys and maybe turn into the route a little bit, but he was already off stride because he was being held.
Yeah. Man alive, how do you live with yourself when you ignore that one? Oh, I know, they sleep like babies, Joe.
Yeah.
I know them. Second down and 10. I haven't been on them all year. I've got a chance. I'm just unloading here. Here's a drop play. There could be a face mask. McDonald breaks into the clear across the 50, 40, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Thunderwolves! Cameron McDonald. Joe, I thought Bernard McDonald's run last week was the run of the year. It's just been trumped.
He is worth the price of a ticket, people. Come to the Thunderbolt to watch Cameron McDonald run.
Unbelievable. They got him up around the headgear and couldn't even get him down. Broke those tackles left and right going up the field. Freight train running on into the end zone. Officials discussing things right now. What's the discussion?
I don't know if it was a celebration or...
Yeah, it's a... Oh, face... Now they're saying... No, face mask against my...
No, I think it's
on the kickoff.
Yeah, I think it's after the touchdown.
We first signaled face mask against the Thunderbolts, but he was asking a question. Touchdown counts and forced the face mask on the kickoff. Now, I don't know if that was the face mask we saw early on in the play or if that was something that happened late at the end of the play. But either way, it's a touchdown, Thunderwolves. An extra point attempt coming up here for Greg O'Donnell. What a run, though, by Cameron McDonald. Ball down, kick is up, and it is good. 50 seconds to go, first half. Thunderwolves lead it 28-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo. I mean, it's just a genuine pleasure being up here following the career of Cam McDonald. Joe, I go all the way back to that game he had against Chadron State. Remember, they were behind 21-3. That was his coming out party.
Yep.
Single-handedly put the Thunderwolves on his shoulders, got him back in that ball game, and here he is, his senior year, and runs like that. Amazing.
I saw on Twitter that said the best 70-yard touchdown run they've seen in a long time. I said, hey, his brother had one last week.
Exactly.
Pack fans are spoiled, and you know what? Rightly so. It's just a treat, and John Riston thanks his lucky stars every week.
Well, the fans get a kick out of O'Donnell booting it through the uprights. Remember, he kicked it from 15 yards further up after the face mask penalty. Still unclear where that face mask occurred, if it was something that happened after the play or there were one that happened out here in the middle of the play. Since they're able to enforce it on the kickoff, I think it must have been a dead ball. Personal foul, something going on after the touchdown was scored. So now Mines with 50 seconds to go, down 28-0. Shell-shocked right here now, they got to be. Dvorak from the gun. He's going to hand it off around the right side. Seaton just going to get it out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. And that's almost like you're conceding the half here.
That's why I
maybe run it one more time.
Call timeout. That'd be greedy. The Joe Jones, the safety, is 20 yards off the football.
2nd down and 7. Well, they're pushing the envelope with that music again. Here's the handoff right side. Seaton hit in the backfield by Davies and knocked backwards, and then he is swallowed up by Josh Croy for a big loss back inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. And that will do it for the first half. What a second quarter for the Thunderwolves here today. 28 points. They lead it 28-0 as they go to the locker room here in this battle royale for the RMAC lead. Tony Wright has our halftime scoreboard show. It all comes your way next. Thunderwolves on top on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Sports Pueblo 1350. We are Fox. The home of the Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves is here. Fox Sports 1350. KCCY Pueblo.
Welcome to the Fox Sports Pueblo Sports Desk, and what a performance by the Colorado State University Pueblo football team at the half. They are taking it to the number 7 team in the nation, and that, of course, Colorado Mines 28-0. Right now it's been a complete and total beatdown. The game did get off to a slow start. No score after the first quarter. Both teams trying to fill each other out. Pack had a holding penalty that negated a promising drive, but then right when the second quarter started, the Pack struck quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Almost to the number on that left side. Up under center is Thompson. McDonald alone back. They give it to him. Off the right side, across the 10, cuts inside the 5. Still on his feet. Lunges to the goal line. Touchdown! Great second effort by Cameron McDonald there as he lunged and got that ball to the goal line and on into the end zone.
McDonald was just getting warmed up, and so were the Pack as they continued to pour it on. Mines dropped a potential tying touchdown pass that could have tied the score at 7, and the Pack was all too happy to take advantage.
Austin Eckler, 308 yards today down in Silver City for Western State.
Wow. 2nd and 4 Thunderwolves.
That's Dutch Clark.
Draw play. Thompson looks back, throws it right side. Man, wide open, caught, and it is right at the goal line. Sticks it across the goal line. Touchdown. Zach Boyd on a little bit of second effort that time. Right to the goal line. He was denied, Joe, but then he said, you know what? I'm going to give it another shot, and stuck it across the goal line for the touchdown.
When you can run effectively as a CSU Pueblo football team can, that always sets up the pass. That score made it 14-0, and here's another touchdown pass that continued to pour it on.
2nd and 9 from the 49-yard line. Thompson up under center. Has Bernard with him in the backfield this time. Fakes the draw play. Here's a little turn-in screen to Duncan. He's across the 45, 40, 35, 30. They'll never catch him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Just a simple little turn-in screen pass here on the right side. Duncan just turns and accepts the pass. He gets the blocks on the edge. And again, Joe, that's your wide receivers knowing what to do on a play like that.
Good call right there. Jim Brooks with it. The Pack leads 21-0. And here is the play of the day so far in Division II football. Late in the second quarter, the Pack already up 21-0. And Cameron McDonald with one of his many great runs. And this could be the greatest of them all. Here's a call.
Second down. 10. I haven't been on them all year. I've got a chance. I'm just unloading here. Here's a draw play. There could be a face mask. McDonald breaks into the clear across the 50, 40, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Thunderwolves! Cameron McDonald!
At the half, Colorado State University Pueblo, the 6th-ranked team in the nation, defeated the 7th-ranked team in the nation, and that's the Ore Diggers of Colorado Mines, 28-0. Second half action will come underway just in a little bit. We're going to take a timeout and take a look at some local and national scores. Saw high school state softball action as well. I'll give you a couple of scores from that. Again, the Pack leading at the half over Mines, 28-0. We'll be back after this. Thunderwolf football all season long, right here on Pueblo's only all sports station, Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Welcome back to the Fox Sports Pueblo Sports Desk. Once again, it's halftime. Csu-Pueblo and Colorado Mines, the marquee matchup of the day. And right now, the Pack running all over Mines by a score of 28-0. Second half action coming your way shortly. Earlier today in RMAC action, it was Colorado Mesa holding off Fort Lewis, winning down in Durango by a score of 21-13. That means Colorado Mesa is a team you can't forget about. So much focus on the two teams playing each other today. But Colorado Mesa could be tied with Csu-Pueblo if the Pack holds on to win for first place in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. So keep your eye on Mesa if you follow RMAC football. Also, Chadron State was losing at the half 38-32 to Black Hill State. Apparently, Chadron State still feeling the effects of losing to Csu-Pueblo last week 48-10. And Western State, a big winner as well today down in Silver City, New Mexico, as Austin Eckler ran for 308 yards. Don't have the final on me right now, but I do know that Western State won. And the number one team in the nation, Winona State, they came up short. And they pulled the upset of the day, as they knocked off Minnesota State Mankato. The final score in that game, 31-27. A couple of softball scores to pass along. Both Pueblo teams are out. The state softball tournament delayed by a day because of the rain earlier this week. Well, earlier today, the 8th-seeded team Falcon defeated the 9th-seeded Pueblo West team by a score of 5-3. And the 3-seeded Valor Christian really beat up on South pretty good, winning by a score of 10-0. So the Pueblo teams are out of the state softball high school tournament. Sad news from Stillwater, Oklahoma. A motorist plunged into a crowd of spectators last night during the Oklahoma State University homecoming parade, killing 3 people and injuring nearly 3 dozen others, police said. Stillwater Police Captain Kyle Gibbs said a woman sedan truck and an unoccupied motorcycle of an officer who was working security at the parade then went into the crowd. She was taken into custody on driving under the influence. Gibbs said 3 people were killed and 34 were injured in the crash early this morning, including 8 who were airlifted to the hospital with critical injuries. Police said Attica Chambers, age 25, was taken into custody on a DUI charge. Her hometown was not released. Oklahoma State University President Burns Hargis said there had been discussion about canceling the homecoming game this afternoon against Kansas, but it was played as scheduled. Horrible, horrible situation. Again, folks, do not drink and drive. College football action, a marquee game so far, and this is a tight one. A great defensive battle. Peyton Manning in attendance in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, watching as Tennessee Vols battle. And right now at the half, Tennessee leads Tennessee and Alabama tied at 7 as the third quarter has just gotten underway. And right now, Alabama with the 3rd down and long. So the Vols are right there in priming themselves for an upset. Number 19, Toledo losing at UMass 28-17. That game in the third quarter, just under 10 minutes left to go. At the half, Michigan State having a tussle. They lead Indiana by just 1 point, 21-20. Oklahoma State over Texas Tech at half, 28-17. We also have Kansas University falling to Oklahoma State 35-10, and also Virginia Tech trailing Duke. Duke has just scored. They lead in that game by a score of 14-10 as well. And a couple of other scores to pass along. We have Louisiana State taking on Western Kentucky tonight. All the other action taking place tonight pretty much, and I'll try to get you some local college scores on the Division I a little bit later on. Trying to keep it together here, a bit tough, but right now the real toughness coming from the Csu-Pueblo football team as they lead Colorado Mines by a score of 28-0. We'll take this time out. We'll get you back out to the Nita and Eddie DeRose Thunderbolt Pack football all season long right here on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
One quick score to pass along, Jim and Joe. Air Force got back on track today as the team rushed for 458 yards and they routed Fresno State 42-14.
All right, Tony, thanks a lot. Busy day, college football. Thunderwolves are back out on the field here. So are the Ore Diggers. I wonder if that guy has the obnoxious whistling.
Oh, he does.
Coach.
He does.
That is just nuts. Why you got a guy with a whistle? Kip Drown was one of those guys. I hated the whistle. I never used it coaching.
He was there was a sheriff without a gun.
Yeah.
Kip was the coach without a whistle.
And this guy's just annoying down there going through the calisthenics. Must be their strength and conditioning guy doing their warm-ups. But the whistle is irritating. Irritating to the Ore Diggers has to be the Thunderwolves offense. 13 first downs to the Ore Diggers 5. 200 yards rushing to 14 for the Ore Diggers. Thunderwolves with 111 through the air. Mines with only 106. 311 yards total offense. Mines with 120. Possession time, Thunderwolves 16-46. Mines 13-14. Thunderwolves are 2 of 4 on third down. Ore Diggers 2 of 9. Ore Diggers, about the only positive note, they were 1 of 1 on fourth down.
And barely.
But, Joe, we look at those numbers. They are lopsided. McDonald, 14 carries for 154 yards and the 2 touchdowns. But you look back in this game, it's 28-0 right now, but it might have been a whole lot different had that touchdown pass not been dropped by the Ore Diggers after the Thunderwolves got the lead. Ty Young had one right in his mitts inside the 10 and just flat dropped it. He would have just waltzed into the end zone. But in a 7-7 game, there would have been a lot different feeling out here, but they dropped that. Thunderwolves came back and scored and then just rolled them.
Well, the thing was early on, Mines got a lot of the breaks. And it kind of had that feel like, okay, everything that could go against you was going against you. And then that was the one break that Csu-Pueblo got. But as much as we want to talk about this 311-yard offensive performance of Csu-Pueblo, they just shut out one of the nation's top offenses.
Right.
Held them to 120 yards, 14 yards rushing net. And these are video game number Mines. If you click on the NCAA page, Mines leads in so many categories you'd think they were unbeatable. And Csu-Pueblo, with injuries and young guys, held him to 120 yards and 0 points in the first half.
And the thing they're doing to Dvorak, they're not getting him on the ground so much, Joe, but they're kind of making him uncomfortable. And any quarterback that gets uncomfortable, they just don't set their feet and step into the throws. And that's a lot of these passes today by Dvorak. Behind his intended receivers, he's been low with a couple.
Well, and we didn't think this was going to be a stat game for the defense other than the point total and the yardage. It just wasn't going to be a stat game. Justin Dvorak's too good at making people miss and getting the ball away early and quickly. So you're not going to get a lot of stats against him, but holding him to nothing, that's pretty good.
Now Thunderwolves get the ball first to start this second half. More bad news for the Ore Diggers. Glad to have you along, listening all over the country, all over the world for that matter, on your iHeartRadio application, on your smartphone or on your tablet or on your computer, sitting at your desk, wherever you're at. Glad to have you along here for this ball game. Second half is underway. Llewellyn's kick will sail to the goal line, and Duncan will have a chance. He's across the 5, 10, 15, out to about the 18-yard line. Thunderwolves number 2 in the national statistics this week in kickoff returns, but that won't help.
No, that's not. They were averaging 39 yards of return right there. That's only 19.
Of course, they got off to a great start in kickoff returns this year. Had that kickoff return for the touchdown down there in West Texas. That seems like almost years ago, doesn't it? That game down there in West Texas when the Thunderwolves, their only loss of the year, turning the ball over 7 times that afternoon and evening.
Well, LaRon Tarkington is now in his jersey and street clothes. I'm sad to see it, but I'm happy because he can now worry about next week.
Yeah, get well. Duncan in motion to the left side. They flip it to him on the left side. Ball's caught, breaks a tackle, spins, and breaks another tackle, backs his way out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. That was a play that worked very well earlier in the ball game.
It's like a 3-yard handoff.
Worked so well once that Duncan got a touchdown. A little different pattern. One that scored the touchdown, kind of a screen look on the one that scored the touchdown. That was just kind of he goes in motion and just like a long pitch. Might even be considered a running play. I couldn't tell on the angle that time whether it was a backward pass. Didn't see on the numbers either if they gave that one earlier in the ball game when they flipped it to Eckhoff like that. Gain of, about 3. It's 2nd and 7 at the 22-yard line. Thunderbolts with their power formation to the right. And they might run a reverse, and they do. Here comes Duncan around the edge. Across the 20, cuts outside. Up the sideline, across the 30, and then he is met and then thrown down with utter disdain. 2 flags come down for the body slam. And what I like, Joe, is, Adam Leonard, after doing that, he goes, what did I do? What's the penalty for?
Well, and Adam Leonard, that's the second big penalty he's had.
15-yard penalty.
And he has just got the hook. He's out of the game.
That's the second giant penalty he's had today.
And the defensive staff lighting into him over on the far sideline. So that adds 15 yards onto the gain. It's all the way out to the 48-yard line.
Lions are supposed to be the smart guys.
Yeah.
That wasn't very smart. I just got a tweet or a text from our old friend Danny Medina, former South High standout and Colorado Mines quarterback. All it said was Nerds Rule.
There you go, exactly. Here's the handoff up the middle. No matter what the outcome of this ball game, they still own us, don't they, Joe?
Well, and what I had to tell them was not today they don't.
2nd down and 8 call it 9 after the gain of a yard out to the 49-yard line. A little give up the middle there to Cam McDonald. 28-0 here. Thunderwolves on top. That was the score at halftime. Boy, Joe, just take a look at Tony Campton roaming the sidelines down there. Looks almost medieval, doesn't he? Like he should have a spear and a shield.
That's just good mullet, man. That is as good a mullet as you'll find.
2nd and 9 from the 49-yard line. Boyd in motion resets. They hand the ball to Cam. Tries to bounce it outside. Now back inside. He gets a couple down to the 48-yard line. Good tackle on the inside. Andrew Renfrew, the senior out of Air Academy High School. Be 3rd down and 6 now for the Thunderwolves. Leading the ball game 28-0. Defense getting edgy down there on the sideline. I see them. They're all starting to make their way toward the sideline. I think they might be in the game here shortly.
Yeah, they want to play. You can tell them they want to. It's pin your ears back.
Do some damage.
A.J. Thompson being very deliberate, getting up to the line of scrimmage. It's a little early to milk the clock. We're down to 6 seconds left in the play clock.
Radabaugh in motion to the left side of the formation. Reset, and they moved early. No flag, though. And now Thompson's going to go down. I wish they had thrown the flag. Looked like everybody moved there except the ball wasn't snapped. But maybe it was so much in unison the officials just decided to ignore it. I can't wait to see that one again. Loss of 2. It's 4th down and 8. That was a possession with no sense of urgency there by the Thunderwolves. They looked like a team that was leading 28-0 coming out of the locker room.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that 3rd down. You keep the chains moving there.
Punt formation here. And this time it's Kuda in the punt. He sends it inside the 20, but takes a backwards bound. Now forward, down to about the 15-yard line.
Well, we saw Tanner Kuda was going to punt the rugby style today, and Anthony Zamora Johnson was going to be the regular punter.
And timeout on the field. 12:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 28-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Can you imagine?
0 Thunderwolves on top. Joe, perusing through the scores here as we do during timeouts. UMass is on top of Toledo, 28-24. I mean, UMass is terrible. 1-5. CU beat them like a drum.
That's when you say, "Holy Toledo!"
Exactly right. And Toledo's the 19th ranked team in the country out of the Mid-America Conference. Orediggers take over at their own 15-yard line here, trailing at 28-0. Dvorak from the gun, bobbles the snap, now regains it, fires it left flat, caught by Ellis. He's across the 20, up to 25, up the sideline They're going to mark him down around the 30, 31-yard line. Good gain there on 1st and 10 for the Orediggers. All the way to the 32s where they're going to spot it. So a gain of 17.
And he bobbled the snap there. Usually that throws off your timing just a little bit, but...
Dvorak rolls right, flips it right. Ball caught. Nice move on the sideline up to around the 40. Nate Weimer's on the grab this time.
This is where, if you're Csu-Pueblo, you just got to be ready for they're going to the 1-minute drill with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Dvorak from the gun, trips to the left this time. Ball's on the right hash mark. Pass over the middle, caught. This is Ellis. He's to midfield. If this was a basketball game, Joe, right now, you'd call timeout. You bring them over and you chew everybody out right now because there's no sense of intensity right now for the Thunderwolves. That was a gain of 11. 3 straight first downs here for the Orediggers that are in the Thunderwolf territory. Dvorak, straight drop back. Looks left, fires left, and throws it away. There's nobody there. The receiver ran an in pattern, and Dvorak threw an out pattern that time to Ty Young. Ty Young kind of slapping his helmet. Quarterback and the receivers have to be on the same page reading the defense there.
Well, and if Jeremy Hunt would have turned outside instead of inside, he might have taken it to the house.
Yeah, Donnell Leomedi was a little upset down there on the sideline. He kind of slapped his head there, wondering why his cornerback wasn't in the area. 2nd and 10. Dvorak looks over the middle. Here comes pressure, gets the pass away, and it is caught for the first down inside the 35 up to the 32-yard line. On the grab, Matt Schmid. Here come the Orediggers. Dvorak rolling right now, looks back left, fires over the middle, caught. First down to the 21-yard line. This time the grab, Ty Young. 5 first downs on this drive, and the Orediggers in scoring territory now, down to the 21-yard line. Thunderwolves lead it 28-0. Dvorak from the gun. He has Seaton with him on his left hip, double wide out each side. Takes the snap, looks right, fires over the middle, ball caught, breaking tackles inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. Little square in pattern that time to Nate Weimers. It'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 14-yard line for the Orediggers.
Joe Rosenbrock thought he had that one perfectly defended.
Well, good to see Rosenbrock out there. Remember, he left the game in the first half with an ankle injury, but he's back out there. Long count. Dvorak takes the snap, looks right, fires right in the flat, and bobbled but caught. And it'll be a 1st and goal to the 9-yard line. Wasn't sure that Weimers caught that cleanly, but the officials say indeed it is a catch. So it's 1st and goal now for the Orediggers from the 9-yard line. See if the Thunderwolves can bow up here on defense and make a stop. Ball on the right hash mark. Dvorak takes the snap. Little 3-step drop, throws it out in the flat, caught by Seaton. He's hit immediately for little or no gain. They might give him a yard down to the 8-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down now and goal from the 8 for the Orediggers. Thunderwolves making some substitutions on defense here, trying to get some fresh troops in there along the line.
This is where you want to see somebody step in front of a route and take it to the house.
Trips to the left now for the Orediggers. Long count by Dvorak. Takes the snap. Play action. Pass inside. And it is caught, I believe. Touchdown. Yes. Just had to make sure he secured the grab. And it is a touchdown for the Orediggers.
Well, that's the offense that we were expecting to see, where they just march down the field.
It's the little in route. Cole Spurgeon on the grab for the touchdown for the Orediggers. So extra point attempt upcoming here for Llewellyn. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. So there's life for the Orediggers. They march right down the field. 10:04 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 28-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, Hunter Hughes, Joe, as you might expect, he is irate, reading his defense, the riot act down here right below us. And he has not let up for a full 90 seconds now, just in the grill of everybody that's seated along that sideline.
And deservedly so, Jim. That was an uninspired effort. After a first half that was as good as we've seen ever, that was an uninspired effort by the defense in that series.
Well, thought they might rise up there on the goal-to-go situation. They had a good blitz called on the play, but somehow Dvorak was able to squeeze that pass in there and the grab for the touchdown. But the meeting is broken up. Hunter's had enough. He's still venting to anybody to listen up and down that sideline.
He got his money's worth.
Might go over and talk to the reserve wide receivers here now.
Just
Jared Radabon, Deshaun Williams. Oh, man, I hope he doesn't talk to us.
Putting their head down. You know, and that started with the offensive performance in that last series. They got a great 15-yard penalty and didn't do anything with it.
Kickoff into the end zone, and Duncan's going to down it about 3 yards deep. So the Thunderwolves will take over at their own 25-yard line. Now, Joe, you have to restore a little order if you're on offense. You go quick 3 and out here. Ordigers have they got a fast break offense. Took them only 4 minutes to score on that drive. You could put together something here.
I always tell people, Csu-Pueblo scored 28 unanswered in that quarter, which means it can be done. And with a high-powered offense like mine has, why couldn't they do it?
Cooper was in the game. Now he checks out.
He got some treatment during one of the timeouts. So I don't know if he's done or...
Bunch formation here over to the left now. They're going to bring Duncan in motion back to the right side of the formation. They run play action. Thompson rolls right. He's going to fire it up the sideline. Duncan has it up across the 30 to about the 34-yard line. That's a long pass to gain about 8 yards on the play.
There's a flag over there, too.
I think the Thunderwolves are never set. I think it's going to be illegal motion. Because nobody was actually set on that left side before Duncan then came back across the formation in motion. Illegal shift.
2-minute motion. Did not come set. 5-yard penalty. Previous 5. Replay first down.
That's exactly what the call is. When they all went out to the left side, they never all got set as a group, and then Duncan came in motion to the right side, and that's what the penalty's for. So that nullifies the 8-yard gain, makes it first down and 15. 9:50 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 28-7. Thompson up under center, I formation here as they bring the fullback into the game. Boyd goes in motion left side, resets. They run the draw play to Cam, busts it up in the middle, and he's hit immediately for about a yard is all. Gang tackling on the inside, led by middle linebacker Jeff Grenfell.
Stopped by number 34, Jeff Grenfell.
So a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 13 for the Thunderwolves.
McDonald had 154 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns in that first half. That's kind of his season average. One of the nation's leaders in scoring.
Sure, the juices are churning right now in the stomach of John Risson over here on the sideline, seeing his team not coming out with a lot of zip here in this second half. They bring Letlow in motion to the right side of the formation. He resets, play action. Thompson sets, fires over the middle, too tall and wide, trying to get it to Kieran Duncan. Thompson now talking it over with Kieran Duncan, wondering if...
No, that was just a bad throw, Jim. Kieran Duncan was right where he was supposed to be, and A.J. probably just told him, "Cuz, I missed you." Just missed him.
So now we're right here in danger of what we talked about, a quick 3 and out here. Of course, you had the penalty in between. Tight formation here. A bunch to the right side now. They split out. Double wide out right. Radabaw's in the game. He's in the slot to the right. Cooper wide to the left. Single coverage up on the top. Thompson takes it. And they play action. Now it's going to be a run play by Thompson around the edge across the 30-35. And he's got the first down. What a quick run that was by A.J. Thompson. Made the decision there and got to the edge and gets the first down for the Thunderwolves.
You can thank Kieran Duncan for the block out there on that one. Needed 14, got 15.
That's one of those restore order, move the chains here. Get a fresh set of downs, now try to put something together on this drive.
I'd like to see this offensive line take over a little bit now, Jim.
Double wide out left, Thompson up under center. They bring Boyd in motion to the right side, resets. Run the draw play right side to Cam. Here's a nice hole, 40, 45, 50, down the sideline. It's a foot race, and you know who wins the foot race usually. Cam cuts inside, bang, out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Well, the safety came from completely across the field and had the angle on Cam and was able to get him down at the 5-yard line. Well, I guess that's taken over, Joe, but that's more Cam taking over than anything.
58 yards. Safety got his money's worth on the hit.
Yeah, I feel like I put the whammy on him there. I didn't see the safety originally when I saw Cam breaking into the clear, and the safety was deep and had the angle on him. Came over. Cam tried to put a move on him.
Puts him over 200 yards for the game.
I formation from the 5-yard line. Bernard into the ball game here to run the I back. They give it to him off the right side. Bounces it inside. Breaks a tackle to the goal line. Pushes in. Touchdown. Good, powerful run there by Bernard McDonald. Wasn't sure he's going to be able to get the ball across the goal line. Joey had it down around his gut, but was able to get just enough of it forward to get it across the line. And the Thunderwolves restore order with the touchdown.
Just an impressive answer drive. You kind of got woken up a little bit. You saw Mines' power in your defense.
Here's O'Donnell in for the kick. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 7:43 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves answer with a touchdown of their own. They lead it 35-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
The all-new TiVo Bowl
on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
35-7. Might be a little hyperbole to say another key moment of the ball game there, but the Thunderwolves, in some ways, kind of a mini key there. Picking up that 3rd and 13, Joe. Great run by Thompson to get the first down, and then right on cue, Cam McDonald with the big run.
What I like about that is the fact that they needed to respond and could. Okay, it wasn't just... You're going to need that eventually this season. As this season goes along, you're going to have to respond with a drive like that after somebody hits you in the mouth like Mines' offense just did. You're going to have to respond, and they just proved that they could. 35 now, Jim, they have gone... Their offense is as good as Mines right now.
Right, exactly. O'Donnell in to kick it off. Ellis stands back at his own 2-yard line, and that's who they angle the kick toward. He's going to handle it at about the 8. Across the 10, 15, cuts back into the middle of the field, across the 20, 25, 30. Up the sideline, nice cut back inside. Bangs his way out to the 35-yard line on the return.
Didn't stay in your lanes that time.
Well, Ellis made a good job. He gave the illusion that he was going to run the return left, and he quick cut, got back to the right side, and they had it walled off over there.
And Josh Jones, one of our favorite special team players, back after an early season injury, kind of overran the play just because he was running so fast. Let's see how the defense responds now after that tongue lashing.
Tongue lashing, exactly.
The Tennessee tongue lashing from Hunter Hughes.
Ball's at the 35-yard line. Dvorak from the gun. Little 3-step drop. Looks left. Here comes pressure up the middle. Throws it down the sideline. And it is intercepted and dropped. Had a chance at it. Pretty good defensive play by the offensive player there. Nate Weimers there. Broke that up.
Well, we like Darius Williams. He's turning into a really good player as a redshirt freshman, and he almost picked that ball off.
Comes back limping a little bit.
Remember, he was injured earlier in the game.
This time he's favoring that left leg. 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Dvorak looks right. Here comes pressure off the edge. They had him, but they lose him. And now he goes down. He turtled, Joe. That's a self-sack because you know who's coming to get him.
That was Josh Croy.
We see Josh Croy before the ball game when he's without his pads on, and he's a menacing figure then. Just imagine what he looked like there to Dvorak when he said, self-sack time.
Josh Croy, I've said this. I've told people who've watched him. I've said it in the paper. I've said it on the air. He smothers people when he tackles them. Smothers them.
3rd and 15 now from the 30-yard line. Well, the defensive line has responded on this drive. They're getting a good push. Here's Dvorak. Here they come. They break down the pocket. Little shovel pass ahead, and a big hit coming across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Rosenbrock just lit up Ty Young 2 yards short of the first down.
Now they better get out there because it looks like Mines is going to go for this, Jim.
Yeah, they'll go for it here on 4th and 2, down 28 here in the middle of the field. They set up, trips to the left. Dvorak takes the snap, gives it up the middle, and it goes nowhere. They handed the ball off. And there he is.
Davies.
Aussie. Ho, ho, ho.
Brock Davies.
He was so excited before this ball game. Joe and I stopped him. You know, he's in kind of his routine. He snapped out of his trance to come over and talk to us. Happy to be the captain today.
My mom, he called it.
Exactly.
He just, you don't
nailed
run,
it.
You just don't run a certain place. You know, you don't spit in the wind. You don't tug on. You don't run into the nose of Csu-Pueblo's defense.
So the Thunderbolts take over at the 42-yard line of the Orediggers. Bunch formation. Everybody in the box here between the hash marks. And they're going to run the reverse. Here's Duncan around the right side. Puts his head down into the clear across the 30. Nice little move there, but then he tripped himself up. The move was so good, Joe. He that momentum took him to the turf, but it's still a first down at the 28-yard line.
What I like about that is he didn't try and juke behind the line of scrimmage. He got forward. He just took off. Plant your foot and go.
Ball at the 28-yard line of the Orediggers here. Thunderwolves lead at 35-7, 6:05 to go in the third quarter. Thompson up under center here, I formation. They have O'Malley in there to play fullback. Bring a man in motion. Actually, it's Neal in to play fullback on this possession. They give the ball at the middle. So Grant Neal and Patrick O'Malley, they'll switch off from time to time at fullback. Grant Neal was the starter last year. Battled an injury early in camp this year, and O'Malley kind of won the job by default. But Neal getting more and more time at the fullback position. It's good to have two fullbacks because they're battering rams out there. You want to give them a little break.
Grant Neal was a two-time state champion in 5A wrestling and was only a part-time wrestler. Didn't wrestle club, didn't wrestle in the off-season, just wrestled during the high school season and was a two-time state champion.
2nd and 6. Michael Riston in motion to the left side of the formation this time. They run a draw play back up in the middle. Cam McDonald hits his way in there, but he's hit down at about the 21-yard line. Ball's pulled loose, but it's after the whistle had blown. Be about 3 yards short of the first down. They need the 18 for the 1st and 10. It's at the 21. 3rd and 3 for the Thunderwolves. 4:55 to go, third quarter. Pack on top, 35-7.
McDonald comes off limping. I think he's always limping. I don't think it's too bad. He's walking it off. He's got the trainer right with him.
Yeah, definitely favoring that right leg. Not sure if it's a knee or calf or ankle. So Bernard into the ball game here on his 3rd and 3. Try to draw him off. They don't get the job done. They hand the ball up the middle. Nice cutback. Bernard's got the first down across the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Then Bernard gets up, jawing a little bit there. I thought, the umpire kind of looked at him, wondered if he should throw the flag. Something upset Bernard McDonald at the bottom of that stack there.
Maybe there was some after hours.
And the only thing I could think is maybe the umpire saw what happened to Bernard and gave him a little bit of leeway there for chewing him a little bit.
Nick Horman's down there talking to Cameron McDonald. He's not on the table yet. He's kind of standing there. Cameron's a pretty tough guy.
That familiar pose with the helmet on top of it. There's a quick screen pass left side to Eckhoff, and he's hit down after a gain of about 1 or 2. They've run that play a few times today to the tight ends. There's a lineman for the Orediggers losing his lid. He'll have to come out of the ball game here. Dallas Fields. He was engaged with one of the Thunderwolves up the field. I think I believe it was Quentin Walton who was blocking on him up the field.
7,265.
These Thunderwolves offensive linemen, they all have a little nasty edge to them, what you need for offensive linemen. They can be, nice and well-demeanored, but when they need to be nasty, Joe, they can be that way.
And congratulations to Pueblo today coming out. 7,000 people here today.
Yeah, good crowd.
7,265.
If I can have your attention, please.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 from the 14-yard line.
Officer from the Pueblo County Sheriff's Office.
Cameron does not want to go to the table, but that's where he's going.
We're going to bring him over and examine that knee, it looks like. Draw play, Bernard McDonald left side. Oh, he turns on the jets, bangs his way down to about the 6-yard line. See that, Joe? Kind of hesitated, and then when he put it into 5th gear, they're right at the end, blazing up the sideline.
By number 18, Jaylee.
You'll be about 3 yards short of the first down.
3rd down.
Yeah, they're testing that right knee joint, aren't they? Kind of wiggling it around, making sure everything's okay in there. With Cameron McDonald down here on the trainer's table. A lot of eyes in the stands focused on him, as they should be.
Mine are.
Yeah.
They just ran a play and I was not paying attention. You got an orthopedic surgeon down there as well as the trainers. And then some kind of looky-loos. I don't know
Here's a pitch to back to the right side. Bernard gets a block from AJ, turns the corner to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown. Joe, I don't know if you're with me. That was kind of a goofy-looking play. Looked like they went the wrong way, but then they kind of freelanced on a play. Pitched it back to Bernard, and AJ said, "I'll lead the way. You follow me."
He just had to get to the pylon, and better you than me. Here, you go.
Oh, another touchdown for the Thunderwolves. It's 41-7, and O'Donnell in to try the extra point. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 3:01 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 42-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350 is here. Fox Sports 1350, KCCY Pueblo.
Well, injuries continuing to mount right, and John Risson is livid. I was going to set you up for this, Joe. He is irate, yelling across the field at the Mines coaching staff because they just took out his long snapper.
Yeah, Jake Ludwig has snapped every long snap for 4 years. He's being carried off, and John Risson he wants to fight.
He's yelling at anybody across the field, hey. And he's trying to get in the clear is what John is doing. He wants to be as far away from everybody as possible so everybody can see him looking across the field that know how irate he is with what just happened here.
Jimmy Ellis and number 14, Matt Smith.
Here's the kick. High kick this time. It's going to be short, taken at the 12-yard line. Back up across the 15, 20, 25. Breaking tackles across the 30 to about the 34-yard line.
Taken by number 14.
This is Matt Schmid, the other return guy. They haven't been kicking it at Ellis every time, but Schmid on the return this time. Well, usually the long snapper, Joe, has a little bit of leeway in the middle of the field.
Well, you can't touch
him. So if he ends up hurt on the play, it's usually somebody is cut down on him.
Football has never tasted this good. Shamrock Brewing, 108 West.
And John Riston was irate. And remember, he's got that friendly little, Greg Brandon. They coached together for many years.
Well, the backup snapper is Trace Gray.
Here is the handoff to the reserve tailback. I call him a tailback, but he doesn't resemble a tailback in any way. Devin Reeves is a big old fullback, ladies and gentlemen. He bangs his way out to about the 40-yard line, picks up 6 on the play.
Well, injuries are going to be a big part of this game regardless of who comes out because Jake is a big part of it. Rosenbrock, Darius Williams.
Here's a straight drop back. Dvorak passing the flat, caught. And up across. Breaking tackles across midfield. Down to about the 45-yard line. Good little second effort that time. Zach Richter on the grab. Well, we're pleased to note that Cam McDonald passed all the medical tests they gave him on the sideline. They got him up. He put his shoe back on, got his pants back in good stead. Here's a pass over the middle, caught by the big man Spurgeon. And looked like they gave him more or less the go-ahead to get back in the ball game should they decide as much.
Nice tackle there by Brandon Payer.
Number 23.
Backup middle linebacker playing in place of Rosenbrock right now.
Doesn't look like the news down here on the training table is as good, though, for Jake Ludwig right now. He is slapping the table, not happy. 2nd down and 3 from the 37. They look right. Here comes pressure, and they lob it inside, trying to get it to Reeves. Dvorak, that was kind of the laziest little toss you'd ever want to see there, just trying to lob it into Reeves, but missed him.
Well, I think that was just trying to avoid a sack and intentional grounding at the same time.
Well, all the special teams guys, John, they hang together. The 2 punters and, of course, Greg O'Donnell over there with their long snapper. They know how valuable he is to this unit. Jake Ludwig down on the training table, kind of give him a little moral support here.
He hasn't missed a snap in 4 years.
3rd and 3 from the 37. Look right, pump fake, now come back over the middle. Caught. Great grab by Ellis. He's got the first down. That's pretty amazing. That tells you how strong, maybe how big the hands are of Dvorak with that long pump fake. He held onto the ball somehow and then came back over the middle with the pass to Ellis. Ball at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Orediggers. Dvorak, he's going to run it this time. Quarterback draw. He's into the clear. And then he slides down. It's coming over. Oh, and then they call the flag on Jones.
And this could be targeting. And if it's targeting, he could be in some serious trouble.
Flag on the play.
And Dvorak is still down on the turf. This might be that old helmet-to-helmet thing, but how can you avoid when a guy's sliding like that? It's always one of those questions. Flag is down, and Dvorak is down. Injury timeout, minute 28 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back after this quick 30-second timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. And back at the Thunder Bowl, Dvorak is up, but he might be concussed, as we say. He's a little wobbly heading toward the sideline, so it'll be the reserve quarterback coming in for the Orediggers. Jones has been disqualified, called for targeting.
I think they can appeal the targeting to the league office. He got up saying it was his shoulder pad, but you worry about next week.
So now the reserve quarterback is Yoshihara. Steven Yoshihara for the Orediggers. Takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off up the middle to Seaton to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. It looks like they give it to him. Yes. Late signal there, but it looked like he was definitely across the line as he fell across. The only question is, did he get across before his knee hit down? But looked pretty obvious to me, and it is a touchdown for the Orediggers.
Carlin knows every second counts. When an emergency strikes, there's no time to waste. Check out our
Well, once again, Joseph Jones, the junior safety, has been ejected from the game for targeting. Here's the extra point kick up by Llewellyn. It's up, and it is good. 1:18 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderbolts lead at 42-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the day.
And welcome back to the Thunder Bowl. We'll get you updated on a couple of things taking place here. Here's the kickoff by Llewellyn. He's going to send it in and out the back of the end zone. Joe, I noticed Seth Brown is down here, actually. They're warming him up for the long snapping job.
You know, he does, and I know Trace Gray does. Seth Brown wasn't in for a long time, so he missed the first half of the season, basically. So Trace Gray was the guy. I know you got to understand something. John Riston pays a very, very high price for long snappers. Joe Campton took every snap for the first 4 seasons. Jake Ludwig has taken every snap for the next 4 seasons.
A.J. Thompson up under center, rolls right, looks up the sideline, shoots it downfield, ball deflected, dangerous pass there. And now it looks like Michael Riston. Oh, I thought Michael Riston might be hurt there for a minute, but he gets up. I think he was just more frustrated he didn't make the grab.
But I think he did a good job by batting it away. It sure looked like he tried to bat that ball away.
So it's 2nd down and 10 for the Thunderwolves now from the 25-yard line. 1:11 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 42-14. They led it 28-0 at halftime.
Darius Williams getting some more tape on that. He's been banged up all day.
He's had a shoulder. Now he's got an ankle. Ice tub will be populated after this one. Here's the draw play right side. Cam McDonald's back in there, Joe. Nice run. I guess he's okay. First down. What a cut there. As he's got the first down, he was just that close to busting that one to the house.
He was almost gone, Jim. That could have been highlight reel touchdown number 3 today.
Cooper into the game. Letlow comes out.
You know, the only bad thing about these injuries, other than they hurt you right now, is next week that's 9 each way or 9.5 on a bus to go to the Black Hills. But you want to get well for the following week against Mesa.
You know who's not real happy right now is Hunter Hughes. He's been kind of upset this entire second half. He's looking for anybody to talk to down here. Here's Cam McDonald. Nice cut there. But this gets 2 on the play. Got tripped up in the backfield. Avoided the loss, basically, is what he did.
I like when he is mad. He's trying to... I think he wants to go talk to somebody about the Joe Jones thing, and I'm not sure what. He's running...
Yeah, he's heading toward the locker room.
Well, and it's the end of the third quarter, so...
Yeah, so he's got time to do it right now. So... down to 15 to go, but it's under the play clock, so they'll just still take it on down to the end of the third quarter. We'll get a head start on that. End of 3 quarters from the Thunderbolt. Thunderwolves lead it 42-14. This is Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back for the fourth quarter here. Thunderwolves on top, 42-14. Hunter Hughes still not emerged from the locker room. I pointed out to Joe, I see his mom and dad. They were making their way up the running track here, heading their way toward the locker room. Maybe they wonder what's going on here. But the Hunter Hughes saga continues.
Jake Ludwig has got his cleats off, and he's iced his right knee on the inside of his right knee.
Yeah, the best hope, the best news here maybe be an MCL sprain, perhaps. But
Cameron McDonald threw 227 and 2 touchdowns. Bernard, 33 yards, 2 touchdowns. A.J. Thompson, 8 for 11, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns.
And, Joe, here comes Hunter Hughes back out of the locker room.
I think that might have been some personal business.
Yeah, it might have been an emergency situation.
Please. Will D'Elia and Kay Ward please report to a...
Or, he's very loyal to his defensive... Jones, he had to leave the field. I never did see him leave.
He did. They took him in.
So maybe that's what he was doing, just go down and, hey...
Yeah, no, they took him in.
So don't, maybe he wanted to go have a quick word with his strong safety.
It's funny, we were talking about the long snapper, and the guy down there trying to coach him up a little bit is Greg O'Donnell. He's trying, but Pack fans, trust me, I'm out here practice enough to know they practice both long snappers all the time.
Just in case.
Yeah, this is not a total emergency.
Here's the draw play up the middle. Good hard run by Cam McDonald. He's just short of the first down. He gets it out across the 44. Well, they're going to mark him now right at the 44. That wasn't very generous, Mr. Umpire.
You can tell it feels like Cam wants to bust one more. He's got that feel to him today that he wants to
get it up close to 3 C notes.
His little brother was player of the week last week.
Yeah, he's trying to reestablish order, as we say, restore order in the family.
It's that big brother syndrome.
3rd and a yard to bring the fullback in on this formation. Double tight end set. It's all power. Give it to Cam up the middle. He's got the first down. He's off to the races. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Taken down at the 2-yard line. Saving tackle, and Cam is ticked on the play that he got caught by Adam Leonard. But Leonard had a little bit of an angle on him. I'd say Cam's knee's all right, Joe.
Well, now he's got to give way to his little brother to go in and score the touchdown.
Actually, you know who they're sending in? They're sending in Predlett Dort. Now I think Cam can take the rest of the day off. Yeah. I think you're right, Joe. He wanted to get one more big run under his belt here in this game. A little Ted Nugent stranglehold after that run. That's where the Thunderbolts offense has this defense of the Ore Diggers. Dort the eye back here. They pitch it to him around the left side. Puts his head down. Touchdown!
That was too easy. He went in untouched.
Predlett Dort, the junior out of Lake Worth, Florida. Nice reward for everything he's contributed to this program. Wasn't on scholarship his first 2 years. This year they rewarded him. And he's being congratulated. The teammates love him. O'Donnell in. Here's that first chance now for Seth Brown. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick
now, was it Seth or was it Trace Gray?
We'll find out here.
It's up and good.
Kick is good. We'll find that out when we come back. 13:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. 49-14. Thunderwolves on top on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Your high school athletics. Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
49-14. Thunderwolves on top. Joe's right. Trace Gray was the long snapper there.
Yeah, he's the one that's worked the most in the backup capacity. I know they have kind of auditions sometimes. You hope you never get to that. Like I said, Jake Ludwig's taken every snap for 3 years and 7 games. So,
and John Riston's still upset. You can see just his demeanor out there. He had another conversation with the officials, with the referee and one of the line judges or side judge. I'm sure he's probably got 2 things on his plate. He wants to know about how Ludwig ended up getting hurt. Probably questioning the targeting foul, wanting to get clarification on that.
I think he's worried about the horse collar face mask on Joe Rosenbrock.
Yeah,
that was beyond dirty.
Yeah.
but he's going to be able to do that with the victory in his pocket.
It's a little easier.
Yeah.
Here's O'Donnell to kick it off. Sends it deep, high spinner, and it goes 5 yards deep into the end zone, and the officials blow it dead. So it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Mines is still playing pretty chippy, and that could be frustration or it could be toughness. I think you got to kind of watch every situation, but you got backup quarterback Steven Yoshihara in now. Dvorak has not played since he went down, and with the minute 28 to go in the third. Of course, that was one series, but
I'm sure it's probably a concussion the way it looked. He was just wobbly coming off the field, and the shot he took that's why you would venture it was a concussion. And they're going to hand the ball up the middle. Nice hole for Seaton. 35-40, puts his head down. He's in the clear. Look out from behind. Tomahawk chop from behind by Josh. Morgan Fox got him.
You know, when the defensive end catches you 30 yards down the field, that's a defensive end. But Csu-Pueblo's got to do a better job of wrapping up. And Hunter Hughes is not mad. He's not happy, Jim. I think he may vapor lock.
Ball's at the 41-yard line of the Thunderwolves here. And again, they give it up in. Tony Campton restores order as he just swallows alive Sam Seaton.
Sam Seaton, the ball carrier.
It's like he came off the top rope there.
He looks like he could have, but you don't think Steven Yoshihara is going to beat you with his arm.
2nd and 11.
So 2nd and 11 now from the 42-yard line. Well, he's yet to throw a pass. He hasn't needed to. But he may have to here on 2nd and 11. Takes the snap, he looks left, fires a screen pass, left side, Seaton grabs it, and puts his head down, gets inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Sam Seaton is not shy about contact. He almost like he looks for it. But that's a guy that realizes his strengths are not making moves on people. They respot the ball now at the 37-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6. For the Ore Diggers. We're down to 12:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 42-14. Pressure off the edge. Pass left flat. Incomplete.
And you got to go for it here, down 4 scores.
Yoshihara that time felt a little pressure. Tried to get it out on the left side to Ty Young, and the ball sailed high and wide out of bounds.
Actually down 5 scores, Jim.
Yeah, 49-14. I forgot about that last one.
That's my math teacher misinformation.
Yeah, that'd be 49-14. Focus, Jim, focus. 4th and 6 from the 37. And they're going to punt it. Thunderwolves not buying it. They don't even have a deep safety here. And it's kicked straight up in the air. Takes a Ore Digger bounce. And it'll roll down to the 16-yard line. They're lucky that didn't take a backwards bounce. So Thunderwolves will take over at their own 16-yard line. I imagine we're going to see a whole new crew of offensive players here.
I would. You know, this will be the 3rd or 4th week in a row where the reserves play the entire fourth quarter.
Although, look who's running out. Cam McDonald's going out on the field. So's A.J. Thompson.
Well, we've been wrong all day. So,
well, you know what John Riston might be saying? You know what? We're just going to shove it to these guys because of the way they're playing and the way they're injuring our ball players. Long count. Going to give it to Cam. And hurdles his way back across the line of scrimmage. Pretty good play on the interior there. Dallas Fields, the junior from Pine Creek High School.
79.
Gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Thunderwolves. Boy, if you could bring Cam for one more long run here, Joe, that would put him over 300 in a big way.
On TV, against the number 7 team in the country, your street cred nationally goes up. It already is. He's got to be 225. I guess I could try and find out real quick. He's got to be.
Exactly. Thompson up under center this time. Double tight end set. Lone back is Cam McDonald. They give it to him. And he squirts through there out across the 20 to about the 24-yard line, still battling.
Number 30.
Well, Zach Martinez, you're on his team.
Yeah, Zach was going over there to try to get a hold of him and try to drag him forward, end up putting a little shot on Cam. Be 3rd and 2 now from the 24-yard line. Williams and Forsgren come out of the ball game.
The live stats right now, Jim, that run, 26 carries, 305 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Hello, Nathan.
Yeah, because I'm forgetting to factor in that long run he had on the last drive. Yeah, here's your Harlan Hill.
He's
resume.
up there.
They give it to him again. Cam puts his head down. He's hit, fights forward. He's oh, look at the second effort. I think got him the first down. He kind of burrowed under the pile that time and got the first down. That was a little different.
Had a little discussion about the Harlan Hill at halftime, and Cameron is going to be one of the 8 finalists. Unfortunately, he's in the same region as the reigning Harlan Hill candidate, who is in the NCAA's all-time rushing quarterback, who won it last year, the quarterback from Ferris State.
Right.
He's back. So if he can unseat the guy who won it last year...
That's a tough nut to crack, as we like to say.
Well, because he's already got the national attention.
Right. Cam comes out of the game. They hand the ball on the left side. This is Fredlet Dort running it across the 30 to the 31. Now it makes me wonder if everything's A-okay with Bernard McDonald. I wonder if he got a little dinged or something, because he has carries.
I think he just wanted... I think the Cam thing might have been, like you said, just a statement, but I'm looking for Bernard down there.
So it's 2nd down now and 6 from the 31-yard line. We're down to 9:45 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 49-14.
You know, A.J. Thompson's still out there, which, I mean, he's your starting quarterback. And
well, he's just standing around in the huddle waiting for the play call. They're waiting until their play clock's down to 20. Thunderwolves in no hurry here. They're just milking the clock. Hand off right side to Dort. And stopped at the line of scrimmage at the 31-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 6 now for the Thunderwolves. Down to 9:05 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 49-14.
You know, Darius Williams is now out of uniform. Kevin Cuff, I think, is done for the day.
Thunderwolf merchandise.
This is a tough game. This was a hard-fought game. They're going to have some aches and pains this week.
Then this week's kind of a short week when you look at it travel-wise. The team will travel on Thursday.
They'll go
to Cheyenne. Right?
Cheyenne. Friday morning they'll go up to Lusk, Wyoming, and practice. Go see Mount Rushmore. Get up to Spearfish Friday night. Play and then drive all the way back Saturday after the game.
There's Dort up the middle, and he runs right into those 2 big defensive tackles, Renfrew and Fields.
Dort, the ball carrier.
Gain of a yard. It'll be 4th down and 5.
By number 93, Andrew Renfrew, and number 79, Dallas Field. Brings up 4th down.
So now Trace Gray is first long snap as the long snapper on the punt.
Yeah, and then we'll see what he does. Like I said, his is okay. It's just not as fast. Whoa!
Up, high snap, but it's handled. They almost get to the punter, gets it away. And the punt is handled by Ellis at the 32-yard line. Joe's going to make his way down to the field to get the post-game wrap-up. Be sure to join us for the post-game show. Joe will have the first words from John Riston after the ball game, and then read the stories tomorrow. Notes column, game story.
For their award-winning Saturday.
Those columns got an interesting story coming out as well on Monday. Follow the Thunderwolves all season long in the Pueblo Chieftains.
Shamrock Brewing, 108 West 3rd Street.
We have a timeout on the field. We'll take one with them. 7:55 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 49-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Hey, Jim, real quickly and everybody else, right now, early in the 4th quarter, Tennessee 14, Alabama 13, as they continue to flash the camera on the sideline for that tall guy in the orange, Peyton Manning.
This is our time. It's your time.
Oh, Peyton, maybe he's the inspiration they need down there in Tennessee Volunteer Land.
Always drink responsibly. Enjoy the game and back up.
Well, we tried to give the job to Texas to Nick Saban, but now suddenly Texas has won a couple ball games. Maybe Nick Saban for Southern Cal? He's just the kind of guy that needs another challenge, I get the feeling, Nick Saban. Here's a handoff to Seaton up the middle.
Stop me by number 27, Pierre Moore.
So it'll be second down now and 9 for the Ore Diggers. It's 49-14. Thunderwolves on top. 7:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Their backup quarterback is in the game. Remember, Dvorak left with a concussion, I believe. He was hit in the head. Here's a pass right flat, caught at the 40-yard line. Trace Gray has his man, takes down the receiver, Nate Weimers. He'll be about 2 yards short of the first down. Well, frequent listener and contributor to our show every Wednesday night, the John Risson Show, Madison and Abigail Turner. Not able to see the game today, but they're in Santa Monica Beach, California, listening to the ball game right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Shout out to them. Here's Trace Gray making the tackle again as they hand it to Seaton as they're getting to know each other very well. But it is forward enough, and it looks like the spot's going to give him the first down. Oh, 1st and 10 out to the 43-yard line for the Ore Diggers. Yoshihara, the quarterback. Got a double wide out to each side. Little 3-step drop, pump fake left. Now comes left. Pass caught by Spurgeon, and he's taken down immediately. Seth Brown, like a calf roper that time. Had his man almost like he wound the rope around his legs and got the time from the judge. Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9 at the 44-yard line. Yoshihara now going to roll the pocket right. Throws it right and throws a grounder. Ball bounced about 2 feet in front of Nate Weimers. So it'll be 3rd down and 9. Yoshihara is a sophomore out of Legacy High School, Thornton, Colorado. If you're wondering about Dvorak, he's only a junior. He'll be back for his senior year next year. Let's hope he's all right for next week for the Ore Diggers' sake. A tough day for him. 3rd and 9, screen pass, right side, caught by Seaton. He's going to put his head down on the sideline, lumbers his way out to midfield, takes a late shot there. Somebody put his shoulder into him late there, coming over. Looked like Brandon Henry got his money's worth there late.
Jeremy Hunt on this stop.
But it'll be short of the first down by about 2 yards. 4th down for the Ore Diggers. Looks like they'll go for it here at midfield. Down to 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 49-14. Joe Cervi's made his way down to the field. He'll talk to John Riston after this ball game's over as part of our post-game show. We'll also have highlights for you that Tony Wright's been compiling all afternoon long. We'll have all the final numbers, do a scoreboard show, tell you where we're going to be next week. That's all part of the scoreboard, the post-game show. Pass out in the flat, broken up by Trace Gray on 4th down, and the ball goes over on downs. Good play there by Gray, jumping the route that time as they tried to get a quick little out pattern there to the Sam Seaton, the running back, but Gray read it immediately and broke it up. And now Thunderwolves will make the change at quarterback as Dustin Walton checks into the ball game. Up under center here, double tight end set with the I formation. They give it to Dort up the middle. Puts his head down and wedges his way down to about the 46-yard line. Picks up close to 5 on the play. That's what we'll give it. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Although, you know what? The linesman has one spot and the umpire has his own mind. He puts it back at the 47-yard line. Didn't even look over to where the linesman had his foot. I guarantee you the umpire, Chad Matthews, is his own man. He doesn't care about what anybody else says. He just puts it where he feels like it should go. 2nd down and 6 from the 47-yard line for the Ore Diggers, or for the Thunderwolves in Ore Digger territory. Walton up under center. Again, the I formation. They give it to Dort off the left side, bounces it to the edge. Oh, stumbles across the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. Now we'll do a test again here on the umpire, Chad Matthews. The spot is at the 30, and he does put it at the 43-yard line this time. Actually might have put it all the way up to the 43. So it'll be 3rd down now and 2 for the Thunderwolves. We're down to 4:25 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 49-14. Well, we talked about the John Riston Show. You can join us each and every Wednesday night from Andy Max. We'd love you to join us out there. We have some giveaways usually. If you ask questions there in the house, you can have dinner, have a couple drinks, listen to the show. Here's Fredlet up the middle, and he's thrown for a yard loss this time. So on 4th down and 3, Thunderwolves have to punt the football away.
4th down.
Or maybe not. Maybe they'll just go for it. John Riston says, you know what? I'm not going to risk my new long snapper ruining his confidence here and snapping it over the head of the punter. We'll just go for it here on 4th down and 3. Down to 3:40 to go as we wind this one away here. No Broncos football tomorrow here on Fox Sports Pueblo. It is a bye week. Pitch left side to Dort, and he's hit and thrown down. Flag comes down.
Flag on the play.
Probably holding here on the Thunderwolves, I'm going to guess. Not going to matter anyway, as Mines will just take it over on downs. They actually give Dort credit for a yard on the play. And the penalty is against the Thunderwolves holding. Here's the call from our referee.
Holding. Offense. Number 71. That penalty is applied. First down.
Guilty party, Alex Martinez.
Here in 2 weeks, Colorado Mesa in town. Kickoff at 2.
So the Orediggers take over on downs at the 43-yard line with 3:16 to play here in the 4th quarter. Yoshihara stays in at quarterback, operates from the gun, has Seaton with him in the backfield, and just hands it to Seaton up the middle. Puts his head down, gets it across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Sam Seaton, the ball carrier.
Ikechukwu Ihanaju into the ball game. They call him Rome for short, because nobody wants to take on Ikechukwu Ihanaju.
Alex Dakotas.
2nd down and 7 from the 46-yard line for the Orediggers. Baconis into the ball game now as well for the Thunderwolves. He lines up the left defensive end position. The handoff up the middle, and Brock Davies on the stop. No, that's not Brock Davies. They're also getting reserves in here. That is Alex Belconis on the tackle.
By number 43, Seth Brown.
So it's a loss of a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 now, back at the 45-yard line. Jeremy Hunt in the ball game for the Thunderwolves. Ronell McNeil's also out there. Some of the names of the other players out there. Brandon Payer in there playing linebacker. Cole Haynes in. 3rd and 8 for the Orediggers. 2 minutes to go here in the ball game. And play action. Here comes pressure. Gets the pass. Oh, and he's smashed after the fact. Going to be a personal foul on the Thunderwolves.
There's a flag on the play.
Payer and Belconis just unloaded on Yoshihara. They're going to call him for a late hit, roughing the passer. The ball was completed up across the 50 down to the 48-yard line. Short of the first down, but the personal foul will get it for him.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense. Number 33. 15 yards. Penalty.
Brandon Payer, redshirt freshman out of Pine, Colorado. Went to Conifer High School, a guilty party. So 1st and 10 for the Orediggers at the 33-yard line. We're down to 1:54 to go here. Play action over the middle. Ball is caught inside the 15, lumbering down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. The big man, Jason Brown, on the grab. It'll be 1st and goal for the Orediggers.
Tommy by number 48, Ryan Merrill.
So Yoshihara trying to engineer a touchdown drive here. playing in relief. And they give it to Seaton up the middle, and he's hit down.
The 42 snaps.
Pretty good defensive play coming in from the edge there. De'Ari Moore for the Thunderwolves.
De'Ari Moore.
Second down now and goal from the 7. Minute 20 to go here in the fourth quarter. 49-14, Thunderwolves on top. And a read option swallowed alive as Rome, the man they call Rome, takes down Yoshihara. Ikechukwu Ihanaju.
Number 91, Rome Inahu.
Nice try. Nice try at that name. I got it from the man himself. Third down and 9 from the 9. Straight drop back. Look left. Ball caught. Short of the goal line. Trying to stretch forward. Doesn't get in. They take him out of bounds at the 1.
Pass complete to number 30.
Ball on the left side. Caught by Riley Hoff, but he's not able to get into the end zone. So it'll be fourth down now and goal for the Orediggers from the 1-yard line. Chance for the Thunderwolves defense to keep him out one final time today. Probably give it to Seaton up the middle, wouldn't you? Read option taken in the end zone. Touchdown for Yoshihara. Everybody thought it'd be Seaton.
Quarterback keeper.
Yoshihara takes it in the end zone for the touchdown. A little cosmetic score there for the Orediggers, making it 49-20. Now they'll send their kicker out, Avery Llewellyn, to try to seal the scoring for the rest of the day. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good.
That kick is up and good.
32 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 49-21. Back to wrap things up here for the game on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is
And welcome back to the Thunder Bowl. Thunderwolves lead it 49-21. For all those of you made it out to your cars early after this ball game well in hand, making your drive home, if you're sitting out there in the parking lot or finishing off your tailgate, welcome to the broadcast. Stick with us after the ball game here. We'll have all the highlights. Tony Wright's been back in mission control, compiling those all afternoon. We'll also have an interview with John Riston right after the ball game is over. Down on the field, get his first thoughts. Then we'll have those highlights. Then we'll have the final numbers. Then we'll have a scoreboard show, our action-packed post-game show right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Next week we'll be in Spearfish, South Dakota. 11:30 pregame, 12 noon kickoff against Black Hills State. Black Hills State was leading late against Chadron State. We'll have to, when we get to the scoreboard show, we'll see if they held on and won the ball game. I don't think it happened, though. Nope, I'm seeing it right now. Chadron State came back and beat them 39-38. Here's the kick. And it's going to be down right at the 5-yard line as the ball kind of squibbed away from Duncan, and he got a hold of it and just downed it at the 5. And now the Thunderwolves can go into victory formation. And that will do it.
2 o'clock, Colorado Mesa in town.
So Black Hills State had the chance, the big rivalry game against Chadron State today, but unable to pull it off. They remain winless, and that'll be the Thunderwolves' opponent next week. But that'll get the attention of the Thunderwolves a little bit, showing there's still some fight in them. Now the Thunderwolves come out. Victory formation. Take the snap. Walton takes the knee. And that will do it. Little Bachman-Turner overdrive, taking care of business to salute the Thunderwolves on their victory here today. Final score from the Thunder Bowl. Thunderwolves win it 49-21. Back with our post-game show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Want to know the best?
And welcome back to the Thunder Bowl. Thunderwolves win it 49-21. Let's go down to the field in Joe Cervi.
Coach Riston, we said it after the last couple of games, complete team victory.
Those are nice to have that talk. I think we had some guys had to play, and they stepped up, and it was important in their roles. And both the offense and defense made a nice play, and so our physicalness, I think, took over in the second quarter. It took us a while, but it took over.
0-0 after one. You preached early in the week the same thing you preach every game is patience. Did you find yourself testing your own patience a little bit early?
No, it was going to come. You just got to keep swinging, and sooner or later that rock's going to crack. And I think we got a real good football team.
Let's take a look both sides of the ball first. Number 30 goes for more than 300 today and 2 more touchdowns. Pretty special player in Cameron McDonald.
He ran for 300 yards today, huh? Wow, that's special. I don't think I've ever been around a back to run 300 yards in one game. That's awesome.
And then the defense, you're playing against one of the top offenses in the country. They get the late touchdown to make it 21, but for the most part, 100 yards of offense in the first half kind of broke their spirit with your defense. Yeah, I think that we kept the ball in front of us like we wanted. But I think the key was on the first couple drives, we tackled really well. We were able to get guys to the ball, and that really helped. An intense game, a hard-hitting game. Guys got banged up.
Yeah, that's the nature of this game this time of year, and so we got to give some guys some opportunities, and we got to get healthy.
Again, 24 hours, and then you're on the road to Mount Rushmore.
Can't wait.
All right, head coach John Riston. Jim, back upstairs.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach Riston. Thanks, Joe Cervi, for that post-game interview. Johnny getting a hug from his wife, Rochelle, down on the field. And now, you know what? Now, what's funny there is Rochelle and John are posing, and Joe had to take a picture of them. There you go. Double duty for the reporter from the Chief, and now he's got to go get some interviews and write a story. 49-21, our final score.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Yes, QACDC for the highlights today. Thunderwolves win it 49-21. It was a scoreless first quarter as the teams kind of battled back and forth. Both defenses playing well in the first quarter. Thunderwolves finally got something going to start the second quarter, got a drive engaged, and then right after the start of the second quarter, they got a nice long run. Play down to the 11-yard line. From there was Cameron McDonald.
Almost to the number on that left side. Up under center is Thompson. McDonald alone back. They give it to him. Off the right side, across the 10, cuts inside the 5. Still on his feet. Lunges to the goal line. Touchdown! Great second effort by Cameron McDonald there as he lunged and got that ball to the goal line and on into the end zone.
Extra point was good by Greg O'Donnell. He capped off an 89-yard drive in 7 plays. Thunderwolves led it 7-0. Thunderwolves can come back on their next possession, moving it smartly down the field. This time they'd go to the air to get the score.
Austin Eckler, 308 yards today down in Silver City for Western State.
Wow. 2nd and 4 Thunderwolves.
That's Dutch Clark.
Draw play. Thompson looks back, throws it right side. Man, wide open, caught, and it is right at the goal line. Sticks it across the goal line. Touchdown. Zach Boyd on a little bit of second effort that time. Right to the goal line. He was denied, Joe, but then he said, you know what? I'm going to give it another shot, and stuck it across the goal line for the touchdown.
Boyd bangs it on in there. The extra point was good. That made the score 14-0 at that point. And the Thunderwolves had come back on their next possession, and again, they went to the air to get the strike.
2nd and 9 from the 49-yard line. Thompson up under center. Has Bernard with him in the backfield this time. Fakes the draw play. Here's a little turn-in screen to Duncan. He's across the 45-40, 35-30. They'll never catch him. 15-10-5. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Just a simple little turn-in screen pass here on the right side. Duncan just turns and accepts the pass. He gets the blocks on the edge. And again, Joe, that's your wide receivers knowing what to do on a play like that.
Definitely opening things up for Duncan, and he took it down the sideline for the touchdown. That made it 21-0. Thunderwolves defense then would go to work. They'd make the stop, and they'd turn things over to the play of the game.
2nd down. 10. I haven't been on them all year. I've got a chance. I'm just unloading here. Here's a draw play. There could be a face mask. McDonald breaks into the clear across the 50, 40, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, 20,
last week's run by Bernard McDonald was the run of the year. It just got trumped. Cameron McDonald's 70-yard touchdown run made it 28-0. That's the way we finished the first half. Mines would come out, though, after getting a 3-and-out on their defense. Their offense would go right down the field, and they'd get on the board.
This is where you want to see somebody step in front of a route and take it to the house.
Trips to the left now for the Orediggers. Long count by Dvorak. Takes the snap. Play action. Pass inside, and it is caught, I believe. Touchdown, yes. Just had to make sure he secured the grab, and it is a touchdown for the Orediggers.
Cole Spurgeon on the grab. The big tight end. Touchdown made it 28-7 in the favor of the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves had come back, though, on their next possession. They'd face a 3rd down and 13. Tough situation, but A.J. Thompson called his own number, got the first down, moved the chains. I thought it was kind of critical for the Thunderwolves at that point in the game. After giving up the touchdown, they didn't want to go 3-and-out. Good play by Thompson, but then it would set up that man Cam on another fabulous run.
I'd like to see this offensive line take over a little bit now, Jim.
Double wide out left. Thompson up under center. They bring Boyd in motion to the right side. Resets. Run the draw play right side to Cam. Here's a nice hole. 40, 45, 50. Down the sideline. It's a foot race. And you know who wins the foot race usually. Cam cuts inside. Bang! Out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
I got a little ahead of myself. I didn't see the safety, and he was able to get the angle and knock Cam out of bounds. But another scintillating run by McDonald, and it would set up this touchdown score.
Came over. Cam tried to put a move on him.
Puts him over 200 yards for the game.
I formation from the 5-yard line. Bernard into the ball game here to run the I back. They give it to him off the right side. Bounces it inside. Breaks a tackle to the goal line. Pushes in. Touchdown. Run there by Bernard McDonald. Wasn't sure he's going to be able to get the ball across the goal line. Joey had it down around his gut, but was able to get just enough of it forward to get it across the line. And the Thunderwolves restore order with the touchdown.
Extra point was good, made it 35-7. Thunderwolves would come back again, taking over on a short field. Mines went for it on 4th and 2. The Thunderwolves defense came up with a big stop. Thunderwolves, they go 42 yards in 7 plays. Again, it was Bernard McDonald scoring to make the score 42-7. Mines had come back on another long sustained drive. They'd go 66 yards in 7 plays. Sam Seaton pushing it over from 11 yards out. Extra point was good, made it 42-14 at that point. Thunderwolves, though, would get a couple more scores late in the ball game. They'd go to their 3rd string tailback for this score.
Little Ted Nugent stranglehold after that run. That's where the Thunderwolves offense has this defense of the Orediggers. Dort the eye back here. They pitch it to him around the left side. Puts his head down. Touchdown!
That was too easy. He went in untouched.
Fredlet Dort, the junior out of Lake Worth, Florida. Nice reward for everything he's contributed to this program.
Extra point was good, made it 49-14. Mines then would get a consolation score late, and it was their backup quarterback doing the honors.
Chance for the Thunderwolves defense to keep him out one final time today. Probably give it to Seaton up the middle, wouldn't you? Ball read option taken in the end zone. Touchdown for Yoshihara. Everybody thought it'd be Seaton. Yoshihara takes it in the end zone for the touchdown. A little cosmetic score there for the Orediggers.
Llewellyn's extra point would finalize the scoring, making it 49-21. Thunderwolves win the ball game. We thank Tony Wright for compiling those highlights as he does each and every week here on Thunderwolves football. Back with the final numbers right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
At St. Mary Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
I haven't been on them all year. I got a chance. I'm just unloading here. Here's our draw play. There could be a face mask. McDonald breaks into the clear across the 50, 40, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Thunderwolves, Cameron McDonald.
What a run by Cameron McDonald. Perhaps the greatest run of his career, and what a great career it's been here at CSU Pueblo. 27 carries, 308 yards, 2 touchdowns, including that 70-yard beauty right there. Let's give you the final numbers from today's ball game. Offense, first downs, Thunderbolts 23, Mines with 18. Thunderbolts with 434 yards on the ground, 112 through the air. 546 yards total offense on 65 plays from scrimmage. Mines 74 yards on the ground, 293 through the air, 367 yards in total offense on 74 plays from scrimmage. Thunderbolts had fumbled it once, they recovered their own. Mines fumbled it twice, recovered their own. No turnovers in the game to speak of. Thunderbolts 34-50 time of possession to 25-10 for the Orediggers. Thunderbolts were 7 of 12 on third down. Mines only 4 of 15. Thunderbolts went it for it on fourth down one time late in the game, missed. Mines 2 of 4 on their fourth down conversions. Thunderbolts were 5 for 5 in the red zone today. Mines was 3 for 4. Individual numbers, we mentioned Cam McDonald, 27 carries, 308 yards, and the 2 touchdowns. A.J. Thompson today ran the ball well, 7 for a net of 35. You got to factor the sack yardage in there on that total. Bernard McDonald, 6 for 33, but he did score 2 touchdowns. Kieran Duncan on the reverse tonight, carried it 3 times for 28 yards. Seaton, 18 carries for 65 yards. Reeves, 1 for 6. Dvorak, 5 for a net 4, factoring the sack yardage in. Yoshihara, 2 carries for a negative 1, but 1 was a touchdown run. So he ends up with a negative 1 total, but a touchdown. Go figure. A.J. Thompson, 8 of 11 through the air, 112 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dvorak, before he left the game, 26 of 36, 226 yards, including the touchdown. Yoshihara, 7 of 10 for 59. Boyd caught 3 for 37 and a touchdown. Duncan, 2 for 61 and a touchdown. Eckhoff, 2 for 3. Cooper caught 1 for 11. Weimer, 6 for 52. Seaton, 6 for 32. Young, 5 for 38. Ellis, 4 for 67. Spurgeon, he did catch a touchdown pass. He doesn't make the final numbers because they only list the top 4. Defensive numbers, Jones, 8 tackles. Rosenbrock was 7. Young was 6. Joseph Jones with 5. It was Brian Jones leading the way with those 8. Renfrew had 11. Stefan with 9. Leonard with 8. Kobolinski was 7 for the Orediggers. Final score, 49-21. Thunderwolves win it. Back with our scoreboard show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Take over a little bit now, Jim.
Double wide out left, Thompson up under center. They bring Boyd in motion to the right side, resets. Run the draw play right side to Cam. Here's a nice hole, 40, 45, 50, down the sideline. It's a foot race, and you know who wins the foot race usually. Cam cuts inside, bang, out of bounds at the 5-yard line.
What an afternoon indeed it was for Cameron McDonald. What an afternoon indeed it was in Division II college football. No less than 7 ranked teams losing. I guess when you count the games amongst ranked teams playing, I guess you'd say 9 teams in the top 25 lose today. So there'd be a big shakeup. None bigger than right at the top. Minnesota State, the team the Thunderwolves beat in the national title game a year ago, they lose today to Winona State, 31-27. There'll be a new number 1, and guess who it'll be? It'll be number 2 West Georgia, because they knocked off North Alabama 31-10 today. Ferris State survived an early scare before coming back to defeat Michigan Tech. There's another ranked team losing because Michigan Tech was ranked 16th. So Ferris State beats them 24-14. Upsets continue. Sioux Falls, the 4th-ranked team in the country. They lose to Augustana today, 35-28. Number 5, Northwest Missouri over Fort Hays, 45-24. Right here we have the number 6 and 7 teams in the country meeting. And the Thunderwolves get the win there, of course, 49-21. Big game in the Lone Star Conference today. Texas A&M Commerce, they defeat Midwestern State 27-14. A&M Commerce now the inside track to winning the conference title. But remember, they'll probably get another shot at them because the Lone Star has a playoff system because they don't have enough team in their conference. They have to generate a couple extra games at the end of the year, so they all play themselves again. Ashland, the number 10th ranked team in the country, they survive a big scare. They come back late and win it 41-40 over Northern Michigan. Number 12, Minnesota Duluth, has been a frustrating season for them. Still ranked 12th in the country, and they showed it today as they knock off Minnesota Crookston 66-17. Number 13, Shepherd over Concord 35-28. Number 14, Grand Valley looks to continue their winning ways. They take on Findlay later tonight. Slippery Rock will be in action tonight against IUP. West Alabama, they pull off the upset. They go into Delta State today and defeat number 17 Delta State 41-38. Number 18 Tuskegee defeats Kentucky State 38-28. Back to the Lone Star, the 19th ranked team in the country, Angelo State. They've hit the skids here, losing 3 games in the last month. They lose to Eastern New Mexico today, 46-28. The chance Eastern New Mexico will sneak into the top 25 now after that victory today. Number 20 Humboldt State, they defeat Central Washington 42-17. Number 21 Central Missouri over Northeastern State 54-10. Number 22 Clarion, they lose to California, Pennsylvania 42-28. Number 23, Emporia State. They lose today to Missouri Western, 17-3. Upsets continue. Number 24, Southern Arkansas. They defeat number 24, Henderson State, 54-46. Thursday night, number 25, Valdosta State. They defeated Shorter, 37-22. In the RMAC today, Chadron State. They score a late touchdown. They defeat Black Hills, 39-38. The final score there. Mesa. They go down to Durango, slugfest there. They win it 21-13. Mesa will be here in 2 weeks. Adams State gets a win today over Highlands, 17-13. Joe talked about the great day Austin Eckler had today. Now it'll be up to the conference. Who gets the player of the week? Austin Eckler over 300 yards? Cam McDonald over 300 yards? I would think you got to go with Cam McDonald, don't you? Big game of the day. Western State, though, they win 49-28 over Western New Mexico. And, of course, right here at the Thunder Bowl, the Thunderwolves win it 49-21. Let's go to the big boy side of the house here. In top 25 games today, we'll just pick them off as we go here. Toledo, they were behind to Wolfville, Massachusetts for a long time today before winning 51-35. Michigan State, they were in trouble, but they scored 24 points in the fourth quarter. They knock off Indiana 52-26. Number 8, Alabama scores late and defeats Tennessee 19-14. Virginia Tech and Duke, they are in the fourth overtime, all tied up at 37-37. Earlier today, number 17, Oklahoma over Texas Tech 63-27. Florida State and Georgia Tech just underway. Early first quarter score, no score there. LSU an early touchdown over Western Kentucky. They lead at 7-0. Number 3, Utah will be at Southern Cal tonight. That's the big game on Fox Network. Texas A&M and Ole Miss. That's the big ESPN game tonight. They're just underway, no score. Ohio State, they're on ABC tonight against Rutgers. They're a 21-point favorite in that game. Stanford, the late game tonight on ESPN. They take on Washington. Earlier this afternoon, Houston all over University of Central Florida, 59-10. Clemson clubs Miami of Florida, 58-0. The worst loss in school history for the University of Miami of Florida. Baylor in a driving rainstorm knocks off Iowa State today, 45-27. Pittsburgh field goal at the gun defeats Syracuse 23-20. Oklahoma State defeats Kansas 58-10. Temple came from behind on Thursday night to knock off East Carolina 24-14. Also on Thursday night, UCLA all over Cal 40-24. And to round out our top 25 scoreboard, Tulsa defeated Memphis, or rather the other way around. Number 18 Memphis over Tulsa 66-42. Scores of local note here. Let me refresh my deal here because I haven't been paying attention to that one much. CU and Oregon State, they play later tonight. Air Force defeated Fresno State today, 42-14. CSU is idle. One other game involving teams that are having a pretty good year this year. Northern Colorado, considering where they've been, 4-2 coming into today's action. And Northern Colorado today, they lose a heartbreaker to Eastern Washington. The final score, 43-41. Eastern Washington knocks off the Bears of Northern Colorado. There's your scoreboard show. We're going to take one final quick timeout. We'll come back. We'll tell you where we're going to be next week. That'll come your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Station is Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350.
Almost to the number on that left side. Up under center is Thompson. McDonald alone back. They give it to him. Off the right side, across the 10, cuts inside the 5. Still on his feet. Lunges to the goal line. Touchdown! Great second effort by Cameron McDonald there as he lunged and got that ball to the goal line and on into the end zone.
What an awesome day for Cam McDonald running the football today for the Thunderwolves. 27 carries, 308 yards, 2 touchdowns, including the 70-yard beauty, averaging 11.4 yards per carry. Gave us all a scare, though, in the game when he went out of the game with a knee injury. But they checked him out, tested everything out, put him back in the ball game, and that's when he ripped off another one of those big runs in the ball game. So, great afternoon. Have to check on all the rest of the injuries for the Thunderwolves. Joe Cervi will have more of that. Read the articles tomorrow, the notes column, plus the game recap. Get you up to date on some of the other injuries today. Jake Ludwig, the long snapper, left the game. Early indications, MCL sprain, which is the better of the 2 knee injuries. ACL usually means you're out for the year. You sprain the MCL, you can get back in there. Plus, have to remember he's the long snapper, so he doesn't have to do a whole lot. Just has to be able to have a nice, good, strong base to be able to snap that ball. So hopefully everything works out good there. Kind of keeping track of this wild game going on down there, Virginia Tech and Duke. It's in the 4th overtime. Virginia Tech scored a touchdown, but they missed the 2-point conversion. Now Duke has scored to tie it. Now they'll be going for 2 to try to win the ball game. What a crazy game indeed, as you can get in college football in overtime. That about does it. Just tell you where we're going to be this week. Of course, remember, no Broncos football tomorrow on Fox Sports Pueblo. It is the bye week. So our next action here on Fox Sports Pueblo will be Monday. It'll be Monday Night Sports with Tony Wright. He'll be on at 4 o'clock. I think it's Joe Cervi's turn this week to be Tony's guest to talk Thunderwolves football. And Tony will have some other guests for that program. Hope you can tune in. Our only local originated sports talk show in southern Colorado. Tony Wright has it for you each and every Monday night right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Wednesday night, we'll be out at Andy Mack's John Wriston Show. Brought to you by Andy Max right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Joe will join me along with Coach John Wriston. I'll be there. Tundra will be back in town. She'll be there as well. Come on out and join us. Have some dinner, have some cocktails, and listen to the show, and then join us afterwards. It's always a lot of fun each and every Wednesday night at Andy Max for the John Wriston Show. Next Friday night, Tony Wright has decided to go on out to the Mesa and do the County East game. He'll bring that one to you here on our Friday night game of the week, high school game of the week, right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Joe and I are going to hit the road early Friday morning, make the trip to Spearfish, South Dakota. We'll be there Saturday morning for the football game. 11:30, remember it's an early kickoff. 11:30 pregame show, 12 noon kickoff in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. We'll be in Spearfish, South Dakota for the Thunderwolves as they take on Black Hills State. So until we talk to you on Wednesday, I guess I should thank everybody first here. Of course, Tony Wright, our producer and engineer, each and every Saturday afternoon for Thunderwolves football. And Dax Larson was away today at a wedding, so he wasn't here for all the fun and frolic. And his assistant, Sean, the new assistant sports information director, and unfortunately, I cannot remember for the life of me Sean's last name. It's escaped me. I texted Dax to give me his last name. He didn't text back to me because he's involved in the wedding. Sean, great job. Sorry I forgot your last name, but I'm sure we'll thank you a lot of times down the stretch as this season goes along. The athletic director is Joe Fulda. Special thanks as well to John Wriston and my partner in the booth, Joe Cervi. I'm Jim Brooks, reminding you of the final score today. The Thunderwolves, they'll be the 4th-ranked team in the country come Monday morning. And they reside right here in your town, right here in Pueblo, Colorado. Till we talk to you on Wednesday night from Andy Max for the John Wriston Show, this is Jim Brooks bidding you good afternoon from the Thunder Bowl.
This has been CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Catch all the action all season long right here on the home for all things CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves athletics. Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.